actually.
Thank you.
High demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is, maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save families up to $500 a month, and obviously that's a big deal, but they like it too, especially being part of something that reflects their values instead of working against them. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. Find out more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What those DUI checkpoints are all about. I'm Chris Davis. Bakersfield police say those checkpoints help get people off the streets who are driving drunk or high, and they did just that Friday with a checkpoint on Hagman Road with 6 hours of checking people for the signs of drunk driving. Cops eventually arrested 3 people on DUI charges and took 11 vehicles, impounding 5 of those and letting the owners have the other 6 back. 4 days of holding up restaurants and a liquor store back in January have earned Jorge Miguel Calderon of Bakersfield 30 years in the slammer. That sentence was handed down Monday by a judge. Unimpressed by Calderon's actions, he actually fired a shot at the counter and went holdup, terrorizing the woman trying to give him the money. The final robbery was Chester Liquor, and he was caught the same day that happened. Meanwhile, there will be no trial just yet for a man accused of killing someone with a hammer and a knife back on September 2nd on South Brown Street. You might wonder what happens when a person is deemed incompetent and can't be tried. Well, the judge will figure out a place where they can be restored to competency, and a hearing has been scheduled for next month for that purpose for 40-year-old Michael Ryan Williams. If you need a lift on Christmas Day and you depend on the fixed rate or Get a Lift paratransit buses and the Golden Empire Transit.
How are you going to put the headphones on there, Kimosabi?
So what?
Answer my question right there.
What? How would it fit?
Because how are you going to put the headphones on there, Kimosabi?
Because the thing is so goddamn big.
I know the front end for you is flipped too.
And AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think? This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get up close like this. Little bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, or however you may be viewing. For those subscribing on YouTube, it's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Tuesday, 48 hours till Christmas. When all through the house, not a creature will be stirring, not even little Jerry. Right? Tom was the cat.
Yeah, Tom was the cat.
Jerry was the okay. We got a busy show as we wrap up the week, and I wrap up my year. Wednesday, again, is my last day of 2025. Beginning on Friday, we'll have a series of guest hosts, including Rick Bentley on Friday, Kathy Abernathy on Monday. Our guest at the bottom of the hour, Teresa Goldner, on Tuesday, and owner-operator Casey Steakhouse, Cassie Biddle, on Wednesday, and then again the Friday after New Year's Rick Bentley. But in the meantime, I got to mail this in. I mean, I've got a show to do. No, I am a professional through and through, as you can tell by my attire. I've never mailed in a show in my life. But there are a couple of things I'd like to show you to illustrate the advantage of subscribing on YouTube as opposed to simply merely listening. I brought in not only my Santa Claus hat, that is the only hat on the planet that is too big for my head. There's never been such a thing except for this monstrosity. And I brought in Dancing Santa, courtesy Little Lori. Here we go, Dancing Santa.
Clap your hands. All right, now we're gonna do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha real slow.
Okay, all right, Santa. Thank you. All right, Santa. And you know what I said some 14 years ago when she gave it to me?
What was that?
You would get me an ethnic Santa. Because, I mean, he's doing the electric slide. Is he not?
No, he's absolutely doing
That
the
is
slide.
definitely an ethnic Santa. Why is he? I almost took some shoe polish and, made him even a little more ethnic. But you guys' heads would have exploded. You'd have done the Megyn Kelly on me. Ralph, Kris Kringle is white. You ever heard of a white guy named Kringle? That's a brother's name. Just saying. I forgot to take the tea bags out of my tea. We have a busy show today. We really do. I lied to you guys yesterday. Absolutely lied to you. I said yesterday would be the last time I talk about him.
Yeah.
Well, I lied. We're going to go over some of the things that Lauren Skidmore, the executive director of the Open Door Network, talked about. We've got some new information on Nick Reiner, who is expected. And isn't this coincidental, I suppose, or maybe this is the new defense of the 21st century, but he is going to plead, according to TMZ and their sources. The Rob Reiner, Michelle Reiner murderer, allegedly, is going to plead guilty by insanity. We'll delve into that just a little bit. As I mentioned, Teresa Goldner, our former federal judge, will talk with us. We'll ask her a couple of questions that have still befuddled me. Why didn't the Attorney General's office bring down their own forensic psychologist? And I apologize. I went back and watched much of the show, which I rarely do. And I must have called him a forensic pathologist at least 30 times. And it's forensic psychologist. But we'll ask her why the state did not find someone to refute H.A. Sala's position, which much of the judge's decision was based on. And I've got some personal questions. What's the difference between assault versus battery? You know what I'm saying? And I've got a case that I want to bring up with her. So we'll talk to her about that. And we're going to have some fun the last couple of days. The LA Times has a story about the 7 greatest complaints on the road. 7 biggest complaints on the road. What do you think number 1 is? I think 2 should be 1, but what do you think?
Slow drivers? Or are we talking like things they can encounter on the road outside of themselves?
Yes.
Then that would be construction.
No. Drivers. This is total drivers.
Oh.
Total critique of drivers.
No signal while getting into different lanes.
Wow, nicely done. That's exactly what it was. I thought number 2 should have been number 1, and number 2 is using your phone.
Yeah.
I think that should be numero uno. Looking at your phone. I flat out tell my Uber drivers, if they don't have it mounted, I literally say, please don't do that. You're putting us both in danger. If you don't know how to get to my work, if you don't know how to get to my house, I'll tell you.
Right.
But please don't look at your phone. And 7 out of 10 of them get annoyed. But I don't give a damn. I want you looking down at the damn phone as we plow into somebody. So we'll get into that a little bit. And the new laws that are going to be enacted in just a couple of days. We'll go over that. There's a package I stole from, I believe it's from KTLA. Did you pay attention?
Yes.
Is it KTLA? Yeah. We'll play that for you. And what else is on my list that I can't read? I've got some random audio that I'm going to play. Madison Williams' plea to the judge. We have not heard that. I'll play that for you. For those of you who have not paid your student loans, look out. The Trump administration is coming after you in 2026. They're talking about garnishing your wages. I don't know if this is a good time for a Republican to get into that, but that's what they say. I'll tell you about that. And Lindsey Vonn, at the age of 41, what has she done? Chris Burdick, Mr. Sportsman.
I assume that she made the team for the Olympics.
You damn Skippy.
Oh, nice. Good for her.
Is at 41 years of age. And again, don't forget, I bet most of you have, that the Winter Olympics start in like 7 weeks. February, what? That is 7, 8, 9. Yeah, about 7, 8 weeks. That starts. And Colin Cowherd gave his top 10 teams in the NFL. So you got 2 hours and 15 minutes to come up with yours, Mr. Burdick, because Colin Cowherd's was so absurd, I had to come up with my own. Let me just give you a tease.
Okay.
About how bad Cowherd's top 10 is.
Okay.
He's got Buffalo at 10. At 10.
Okay.
He's got
nine
other teams in the NFL, according to Colin Cowherd, a man who makes millions of dollars to talk about sports on television. He's saying there are 9 other teams in the NFL better than the Buffalo Bills.
To be fair,
That's crazy.
To be fair, that man gets paid millions of dollars to do exactly what we're doing now, which is, get people like us to talk about him.
I guess. Why do I keep eating my tea bag? It's just ridiculous. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got Buffalo in the top 5 in mine, but you'll find out later when we get into that. And it's one of the sad but incredible stories. Have you seen the video of these 12, 11, and 8-year-olds who stole a car and then crashed it because they're 12 and 11 and 8 years old? And the police get them out of they ran out of the car, and the police run them down at gunpoint, and they're lying on the ground. It's funny, but it's not funny. They're lying on the ground, and they're screaming, I'm sorry. Can we call our mommy? It's funny, but it's not funny. But I'll play that for you at some point. But we begin, as I mentioned, let's go ahead and take our first break, and we'll begin with the executive director of the Open Door Network and some of her comments yesterday in regards to Zach Scrivener and some of the things that 17 KGT News is doing to possibly get more information. And before we get Teresa Goldner in here, I'll try to squeeze in the news on Nick Reiner. It's not a big story, just that he's going to plead insane. I've got some audio we'll play as well. And then Miss Goldner at 3:30, and the rest of the show, we're just going to have a little fun. It is a Tuesday. As a lot of people say, Christmas Eve. Hope you have a great holiday. I really do. Just take a quick time out. Come right back. It's TRBS on a Tuesday right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. And we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The JR Show.
Former Kern County Supervisor Zach Scrivener will never see a day in jail, and it's all because of who he knows. His aunt is the district attorney, Cynthia Zimmer, but her sister, Kathy Scrivener, sits on the Kern High School District Board. She's the one that called the district attorney the night this all went down, and she's been trying to cover it up ever since, whether she's mad at her sister now for calling the sheriff or whether she's telling the kids to not talk to the police. You, Miss Kathy Scrivener, need to step down from your elected position and need to be held on obstruction charges.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk with John Cox from the Californian. He'll administer the news quiz, the Christmas Eve version. We will have news and traffic and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. Right in holiday merriment. News Talk 96.1, and we're streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries here in Kern County. If you are eligible for Medicare and looking for a doctor who listens and cares about you with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations, it's time you learned about QualCare IPA. QualCare IPA contracts with most Medicare Advantage health plans and provides you with access to a large network of outstanding doctors and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Medicare Advantage health plans go beyond original Medicare benefits coverage, and understanding these coverage differences may be confusing. Call us today at 661-554-4544. Let us help you understand your healthcare options for 2025. Call today, 661-554-4544. That's 661-554-4544. Get the information you need and the coverage you deserve. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 661-554-4544, TTY 711.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up.
I got my top 10.
Okay. Where you got Buffalo? Huh?
8.
8?
Well, I legitimately thought about it, and I'll explain why in a second. I ranked mine based on who I could see winning in the playoffs.
We're not doing it till the 5.
You have yours at 5? I got Denver at 5.
No, I mean, we're not doing the bid till 5.
Oh, I know. I was just...
Yeah, but I do have Buffalo at 5, though.
Morning, 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Eight 842-5376, 842-KERN, our phone number if you want to contact us or text us. Meantime, the newest on Zach Scrivener, KGT Channel 17 has made a public records request, and this will be denied, obviously, because they want to sweep this thing under the rug. But if it's not, this could be fascinating. They're asking for all investigative reports. They're asking for all communications between the Attorney General's office and our DA's office. Wouldn't that be interesting reading? They want all communications between they want all memos from the AG's office regarding the charges. Like how, because that's what we're going to ask Teresa Goldner. How did you in the court argue that there was sexual contact or some sort of sexual crime, and yet you didn't file it like that? It's as if they intentionally filed it so that Mr. Scrivener was eligible for mental diversion. Now, there are two possibilities. Either there are a bunch of really, really, really bad lawyers in our state's capital, or they knew god doggone well what they were doing when they filed those charges. And H.A. Sala mentioned that. There's no lewd and lascivious acts. And so the issue is with the AG's office. As I tried to explain yesterday, there really wasn't any preferential treatment beyond the AG's office. Now, remember, we had Clayton Campbell in here who said, well, you know, the AG and the DA aren't the best of friends. The AG's a Democrat and Cindy Zimmer's Republican. Oh, yeah, it's a big club. And I think honestly, this is my best speculation. They got together and said, look, we're going to have to put 4 children on the stand. They're going to go up against this guy that I hear down in Kern County is a pretty damn good criminal defense attorney. And do we really want to put this guy through this? He's lost his family. He's lost his kids. He'll never get elected dog catcher. Do we really want to do this? And they snuck in this lesser charge that would allow mental diversion, and then came into the court the other day like, what? Mental diversion? I read you their statement. We disagree with the judge's ruling. But why? Based on what? Based on what? Again, like I said yesterday, what was the judge supposed to do? I know better than the doctor. He's going to jail. It's the AG's office. It's Rob Bonta. It's this Joe Penny, in my opinion. Meantime, we asked Lauren Skidmore, who accompanied as the executive director of the Open Door Network, Christina Scrivener, in court, and has obviously been fairly close with her. We asked her, how is she doing? Give us her opinion of what Christina's doing.
I think she was prepared for this to be a potential outcome. I think
we all were.
Yeah, I don't think anybody actually, you know, when you have hope of some type, you always kind of lean into that, even though you have a reality staring you in the face. But I think she's very, very sad. And I can only imagine what she's had to deal with this weekend and sharing this news with her children, what that conversation looks like and feels like. And I couldn't imagine as a mother to have to go through this whole process and you have zero say. You know, you can't hire a better attorney. You can't stand up and say anything. There's literally nothing she can do. She has to sit and watch. And for the protector of your children, that's, you know, a really hard wall to try to climb over.
Jasmine Baines, State Senator Jasmine Baines, is trying to get the Department of Justice involved. We'll ask Teresa Goldner in just a couple of minutes. What are the chances of that? Meantime, as I have stated, let's all presume for just 5 seconds that Zach Scrivener is completely not guilty, that nothing happened. He got in bed with his daughter, but nothing happened. He's completely not guilty. At the end of the day, he's still the scumbag that we all think he is, because despite coming from money, meaning, in other words, he could go to his parents and say, can you lend me some money so, I don't know, I can support the 4 children that I brought into this world? But he's chosen not to do that, according to Lauren Skidmore.
One of the statements in the courtroom on Friday by Mr. Sala was that he has upheld all of his family court requirements, which is not true, because he has not, you know, paid most of the child support, if maybe a small portion.
He has paid something.
I think a tiny portion, to my understanding.
But nothing close to what is owed.
Correct.
And finally, we asked her, Did she believe or does she have knowledge of any domestic violence between Zach Scrivener and Christina Scrivener?
In my personal opinion, I would say there's absolutely domestic violence. But every victim sees domestic violence differently. I think, a domestic violence restraining order was submitted.
After the incident that weekend?
Correct. But before all the court proceedings. I think that there are a lot of things that were happening many years up into this point that I would classify as concerning, coming from somebody who is supposed to be, the top tier of our society, representing constituency and claiming to be a noble Republican. But I can't speak for the victims on whether or not they classify it as domestic violence. In our agency, some of the actions absolutely would classify.
I don't know what him being a Republican has to do with it, but at the end of the day, that's what makes him a scumbag. Like, how do you do that? How do you bring 4 people in the world, raise one almost to adulthood, two boys almost to adulthood, and just walk away? Just walk away. No responsibility. You have the money to pay H.A. Sala, which had to be enormous. You have the money to take classes in the Southwest at Cal State, but nothing for your children. It is amazing. But again, hopefully this is the last day we'll ever talk about this. In the end, there is justice because all involved want to be involved in politics. And when their respective terms end, they'll never get elected anything in Kern County again. If Cynthia Zimmer wants to be DA, she's going to have to do it in 57 other counties. If Kathy Scrivener wants to be on a school board, it'll have to be someplace else. And Zach Scrivener won't be able to get a job inside the boundaries of Kern County, let alone an elected position. But you know what? Somebody probably will give him a job. As miraculous and as stunning as that may sound, I bet somebody gives him a gig. Some rich childhood friend. He'll get a job. I don't know though, boy, because I could see domestic violent advocates pounding the pavement of whatever business he gets hired at. He might be unemployable. If the woman who got caught on a kiss cam is insisting she's discovered that she's unemployable and her kids are embarrassed to be seen with her in public, you would think this pariah wouldn't be able to get a gig. We make a quick pivot. Not really. We'll still be talking about Mr. Scrivener. We'll do it, though, with our former federal judge, Teresa Goldner.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Authorities say the explosion of a nursing home just outside Philadelphia collapsed a part of the building and left people injured and possibly trapped inside. The explosion happened Monday just as a utility crew had been inside Bristol Health and Rehab Center in Bristol Township looking for a gas leak. The cause of the explosion was unclear several hours later, as were the extent of the casualties. The Justice Department has released tens of thousands of more documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, a tranche that includes multiple mentions of President Trump, but added little new revelatory information to the long-anticipated public file on the disgraced late financier. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 79 points. More details at srnnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You may have heard already about the flood watch for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. As heavy rain comes down and flooding becomes a possibility, Kern County Public Works says they'll have the sand, you bring the bags and shovels, at 9 locations across the county. 30 years in prison for Jorge Michael Calderon of Bakersfield for his holding up 3 places in 4 days, including 2 restaurants and a liquor store back in January. No rides from Golden Empire Transit Christmas Day. They say they will be closed and reopened for rides Friday morning. Tehachapi Police are inviting you to come walk with them every Wednesday in the new year, starting at 1 p.m. It's a community walking event. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FAST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk with John Cox from the Californian. He'll administer the news quiz, the Christmas Eve version. We will have news and traffic and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. Ready in holiday merriment. News Talk 96.1, and we're streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's a Tuesday. And next Tuesday's host, sitting to my left, your right, for those viewing on YouTube, former judge or federal magistrate judge, Teresa Goldner. How are you, Teresa?
I'm doing great, Ralph. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for filling in next Tuesday. Appreciate that.
Thank you for asking me to do that. Does this mean that because I'm filling in, you get to go on vacation, or would you have gotten to go on vacation anyway?
No, you have saved the day.
Really?
No. No. Of course I wouldn't be able to go on.
I didn't think that was true. That I
The
saved
worst
day.
case scenarios we would play a best of.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But
That'd be
since
nice.
we've had some change in management, we're now allowed to allow guest hosts.
I love that. Well, thank you for asking me. I feel very honored, and I'm already lining up guests.
Good.
I
Outstanding.
already have 2 guests lined up that I'm very excited about, and I'm going to have a third, I think. And
do you want to preview?
No. I want everybody to be surprised. It's
All
going to
right.
be. It's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that's kind of antithetical to the radio business.
What's
See,
that? Well, see, I'm
we
not
want
a radio
we want to advertise things that are coming up so that people will say, "Ooh, she's having who on Tuesday? I'm going to make sure I'm listening to 96.1." And
One of my guests.
or kernradio.com or watching on YouTube.
One of my guests
Yes.
is going to be somebody that's going to help people get through all their holidays in a very nutritious way and a dietetic way and a very good, healthy way.
Really?
And she's fantastic. And her name is Trisha Bland. And she is she's a dietitian, nutritionist, and trainer. I've been going to see her for the last 6 months, and she is amazing.
Okay.
And she has done a lot of presentations before, and she'll be great. And
That
I hope
sounds
people,
interesting.
I hope people call in and talk to her because she's really, really good and really fun to talk to.
We'll just make sure to keep putting out the phone number out there. And they'll
Okay.
call in. And who
Okay.
else?
The other one is someone named Frank Wooldridge. Do you know Frank?
Of course I know Frank Woolridge.
He's going to come in and
local
talk to
attorney
me.
and overall good egg.
He's not an attorney. He is a private investigator.
Oh, it's not Frank Woolridge of Woolridge and the law firm?
It is Frank Wooldridge of the Wooldridge Law Firm, but he's a private investigator. He's not a lawyer.
I did not know that.
I didn't think most people don't realize that.
And I have
yeah.
known Frank for 20 years.
And you thought he was a lawyer?
All this time.
He's not a lawyer.
When his name is on the door of a law firm, silly me.
I know, but
I suspect that he's an attorney. I never even knew that a private investigator could become a partner.
Well, he's not a partner. Actually,
Why is his name on the door?
He doesn't work there anymore.
Why is his name still on the door?
Because that's the name of the law firm. But once a lawyer's not, even when someone is a lawyer, their name's on the door and they're no longer at the law firm, their name can still be on the door.
That's not what they did at Cone Styles.
Well, the partners have the option of
took,
taking the name off. If they
Mr.
change
Cone's
it.
name off, did they not?
I don't know if they did.
I think they did.
I know
they
that-
added Matt's.
Well, you have Klein Natalie Goldner. Tony Klein is no longer with us. He passed away several years ago.
And y'all have kept the name?
They have.
Yeah,
And
makes sense.
Tom Natalie as well. He's still alive and well and kicking, but he's not practicing anymore. But, out of respect for them, they keep the name on the door. But sometimes law firms don't do that, and they don't have to.
It would sound funny if it was just the Goldner.
No, it would
Goldner
be,
firm.
there's a whole bunch of partners. It would
partners,
be like a
okay.
really long name. You wouldn't be able to say them all in one breath.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Very good.
But Frank has some wonderful stories. Do you know what he did for a living before?
Clearly not, when I thought the man had passed the bar.
He was with the Bakersfield Police Department for 32 years. And he was a detective with the Bakersfield Police Department. And he has some amazing, amazing stories to tell.
bet.
So I think we're going to have some fun there. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. He and I have been working this out.
All right, very good. Very good. See? Now they're like, I'm gonna be listening on Tuesday.
Oh, good. I hope
Sure
other
they are.
people listen, and I hope they call in because Frank is a fun person to talk to, and I think that he would enjoy kind of the repartee with people if they want to call in.
Good. All right, let's get to this. Is the final time. I'm not talking about it again in 2025.
Oh, I was so hoping I was going to be able to get past having to talk about this.
Really,
year.
Lucia, you could have told me that.
No.
This is your segment.
It's good to
I
talk
want
about.
all my, Kathy has been doing this for over 20 years, and she still texts me, "What do you want to talk about?"
It's important to talk about what you want to talk about.
No.
Yes, it is.
The whole point is I bring on really smart people, and those segments belong to you all.
Well,
Whatever you all want to talk about. I've got hours to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I'm bringing you all to the table because you bring something different. You are all different. You all have different backgrounds.
True.
So the deal. But today I did say, we talk about Zach.
We are talking
Today
about
I-
Zach
today
Scrivener
I did
today.
say.
You have no choice,
Yeah,
Miss Goldner.
That's exactly what I
I
wrote.
definitely got that impression from your text.
Yes.
But see, what I was going to talk about was Christmas cases and litigation and all that kind of stuff,
We
like
can
all
still
these
do that
lawsuits about
Tuesday.
that.
It'll be what?
We'll talk about it
New
later.
Year's?
Yeah, we talk about that. There's also, of course, a lot of New Year's cases, but I was going to be happy and joyful. And then you said, we're talking about Zach Scrivener.
Well, because I have so many questions that I want to ask.
I know.
That's really why.
I know. And I
Because I'm confused at this whole thing.
are you really?
I am.
You shouldn't
I am.
be.
I truly am.
It's not that confusing, really. And I mean that. It's not that confusing.
Okay.
The judge had the discretion to grant that motion or not grant. And I'm talking about the motion to allow Zach Scrivener to have a mental health diversion. She absolutely, her name was Stephanie Childers. That was the judge. She had.
And I've defended her.
Have you?
Yes.
Good.
What else was she supposed to do? That I'm overruling a doctor, even though I'm a judge?
She could have denied it.
But based on what? And that's the root of my question.
Okay.
The question I asked Mr. Sala was the forensic psychologist your choice? And he said yes. And I said, why didn't the AG's office have a forensic psychologist to refute your guy? And he said, being the advocate that he is, because I don't believe this,
That
he
it's
said,
irrefutable.
yes, that there's no, they couldn't find anybody
I
that
knew-
could refute my guy.
I knew that
And
was
I'm
going to
like,
be the answer.
come on. Well, of course, because you're a judge and you know what a lawyer would say. And that's exactly what you expect him to say.
Yes.
But that's crazy because we know I could go before two psychologists right now and one could say I'm nutsy cuckoo and the other would say I'm just fine.
So did Mr. Sala say that there was no other opposing mental health professional?
No, none.
But did you ask him why?
Because he said they couldn't find anybody to refute my guy.
Well, he wouldn't know that. He wouldn't know
That's why I said he's being an advocate.
Only the AG, Attorney General, would know that.
You're telling me in the whole state of California they couldn't find one forensic psychologist who would have refuted this guy?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Mr. Sala would not know whether the AG could find somebody or not. He's just thinking that they didn't, and that's why he didn't put somebody up there. But this whole thing is this mental health diversion program. It's a pretrial program, and it's really intended to, allow certain people with mental health disorders to avoid prosecution if they complete a program. And the whole goal is to address these underlying mental health issues that people have that cause them or are a significant factor in causing them to engage in criminal behavior.
Fernando Jara.
Yes.
Is a classic example.
Yes.
Who truly deserves it.
He deserves the mental health diversion?
Absolutely.
Now, why do you say that?
Because he's a nut.
How do you know that?
In the words of Barney Fife.
Is that because you've met him?
Yes.
And you think
I think he's a nut.
Has a mental problem?
And of the series of events throughout his life, since I've been living here, humiliating his wife in front of an LA Times reporter and storming out, the threats against his own children and his own wife. Yeah, I'm pretty certain he's nutsy cuckoo.
Okay. Well, and then there was the other woman, the woman with the flag out at Hart Park. Wasn't she just recently granted mental health diversion?
As well as she deserves.
And you think she deserves that too?
Yeah, absolutely.
And why do you think she deserves that? Because who does that thing unless you're crazy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But you think that Zach Scribner's case is different?
I don't think there's anything wrong with Zach Scribner. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Because you're.
And you know what the example that I used? I used my 2006 arrest for drunk driving. I got arrested at 1:30 in the morning on a weekday. I had friends come into town. I was on my couch at 10:30 at night on a weekday. They said, come down and party with us. I said, no, okay. Went down there, closed the place, got arrested on a Wednesday morning. And before I got out of jail, it was already on the internet. I couldn't even tell my mother because my dad's friend in Bakersfield had seen it on the internet and called my mother. I was working for KERO at the time and doing a 2-minute editorial. The general manager demanded that I come in that Wednesday night and do my 2-minute editorial and allowed Todd Carley to question me. I had to go on Jazz McKay's show prior to my show.
That's terrible.
I was suspended for 2 weeks with pay, but I had to go on Jazz McKay's show and have him question me. My point is, I was incredibly depressed. I was incredibly anxious. And I think I could have been determined mentally ill at that point. And had that happened after this Zach Scribner business, you better believe I would have told my attorney, I'm mentally ill. I don't deserve jail time.
In fact, anxiety, even generalized anxiety and depression.
And humiliation.
Not humiliation, but anxiety and depression. Those are two of the mental health disorders that the statute specifically allows people to ask for mental health diversion.
Just saying.
Yeah,
and do you not think I wasn't depressed and anxious and, again, humiliated? Because humiliation is part of the anxiety.
True.
You think that everybody on the planet, as you walk into the grocery store, is looking at you saying, there goes Ralph Bailey, the drunk that just got arrested.
Well, I mean,
that's part of the anxiety.
I mean, even if you are arrested for a crime and you're not anxious and depressed, then there probably is something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And particularly when your job is so public that you're on the front page of the newspaper the very next day.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. So in that respect, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with the man.
Huh. Did you read? So you probably haven't read the
well,
the
you're
report?
right. And that's not fair. And that's what Sala said. I asked him, what would you say to a community that overwhelmingly thinks your guy got a pass? And he said,
you don't know all the facts.
It's unfair. You haven't read the deal. You're not an attorney. You have no idea.
So
are you implying that you think he was mentally ill and deserved the mental diversion? Oh, Teresa, say it ain't so.
Well, I haven't read all the pleadings. So I don't know what the mental health professional said. I don't know what it was, psychiatrist or psychologist.
Forensic psychologist.
Okay.
Even though I kept saying pathologist yesterday.
I thought so. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Don't pay attention to me.
I haven't read what he or she said, so I don't know. I don't know. I really don't want to express an opinion on it, but I do think that this is an unusual type of case given the crimes that were alleged in this case.
Right.
I mean, there's not been any kind of general tracking of these petitions for mental health diversion or motions by the court system or the California Judicial Council. But I did look this up in preparation for the show, and since 2000, I think there's been over 12,000 petitions that have actually been filed.
Oh yeah, this is the new lane.
This is not. I mean, it's gaining popularity.
Yep.
It's very
The new
much-
lane.
We don't know how many are granted versus denied. We don't know what the stats are on that, but it is gaining in popularity. And most of the time, when they are granted, that we do hear about, it's usually in urban communities, not in kind of more smaller, semi-rural communities like ours, if you want to call it that.
TMZ is reporting that Nick Reiner is going to plead guilty by insanity.
Well, he won't be. Well, he might get insanity, but he's not for mental health diversion. Absolutely not. You know, there's a lot.
No, but that was manslaughter, and he could end up with 10 to 15 years.
Right. You know, there's a
That's crazy.
There's a big push in the criminal justice system to address the root causes of the behavior. And what is the biggest root cause?
Mental health.
That's right. That's right.
Well, then let's fix the mental health and let's put these people away.
Well,
that's the issue. The issue is not on the back end. The issue is on the front end.
I agree with you on that. But the goals of this mental health diversion program to allow people to escape going to prison or jail, they have a mental health problem that is a significant factor in causing them to engage in this behavior, is to address the mental health issues, to reduce recidivism, because if you address the mental health issues, then you're not going to have people recommitting.
Right.
And then also to kind of offset the burdens on the criminal justice system and the jails by keeping people out of jail and keeping people out of court. So I think the goals of the program are laudable, but it all comes down, in my humble opinion, it all comes down to the judge. It all comes down to whether or not the judge exercises his or her discretion to grant a petition in a way that truly reflects kind of a holistic approach to the whole case, to the defendant, to the circumstances, to what is the tie between the mental health condition and the crime, and did it really, truly, was it a significant factor in causing them to commit this crime?
Right.
That's really, really important. And in fact, you know, there's a lot of guardrails that are put up in the statutes, in the diversion program statutes. And I looked at those and I wanted to talk to you about those because I think those are really important. It says, the statute actually says that, and the kind of the literature talking about the mental health diversion program says that the courts, of course, always have the discretion, the judge has the discretion to grant or deny the petition. Period. Boom, judge's discretion. It's hard to overcome the judge's discretion. Now, I know that the Attorney General's office is very unhappy with the fact that the judge granted this petition for a diversion. I don't know if it's a motion or a petition.
But they didn't chronicle why.
They didn't say why. They probably didn't think that it was really going to happen. They probably didn't think it was really going to get granted.
See, isn't that lazy? Isn't that stupid? Isn't that complacent?
You should never assume something what a judge is going to do. You should never do that. That's the first mistake.
You're a former federal magistrate judge.
Yep.
Isn't it humiliating for the state to lose to, and I use this in the larger sense of viewing Bakersfield, a small town attorney like H.A. Sala?
I disagree with you. H.A. Sala is not a small town attorney.
That's why I prefaced it with the bigger view. In Sacramento, he's a small town attorney.
No, he's not.
In Bakersfield,
No, he's not.
he's the finest attorney in this town.
I think he is one of the finest attorneys in the state of California.
I agree, but do you think they know that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I do.
You think that H.A. Sala is on Rob Bonta's radar?
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
absolutely do. And I
Okay.
can tell you that he's on the federal court's radar. I knew all about him before I became a magistrate judge, and I know that all the judges up in Fresno know about him.
Well, then they should have been better prepared then. If they knew what they were walking into.
I agree with you.
I mean, from reading Jason Kotowski's breakdown of the court, he had precedent, he had hundreds of pages of literature from forensic psychologists, and this Joe Petty guy, who looks like he's about 30, came in there with nothing. That's the best the state's got to do to prosecute?
Mr. Sala was loaded for bear, as
Yes,
they
he
say.
was.
And that's what
Well,
you
see,
want
I'm trying to
from
give the AG's office some credit that maybe he wasn't on the radar, but if you're telling me they're well aware of what he could do, then they were just lazy, and that's what I expected, and that's what I said yesterday. They were lazy and complacent.
In my opinion, they were well aware of him. They've dealt with him on this case before for months. How long has this case been around?
2 years?
And he's been the lawyer for that case.
From
for
the
Zach.
get-go.
Yes, from the day one. And so they've dealt with him many, many times. They have to have known how brilliant he is.
Well,
as
then
a
good.
defense lawyer.
I'm glad you said that. That means they're just being lazy.
Well, that's what I thought. I mean, when I heard you talk to Umberto, I thought, wow, really? They didn't present a single person,
No.
a single prosecution witness, because the statute says that the court is supposed to take a holistic view of the entire case, and the court should consider input from the prosecutor, which the court did here, input from the victims. We don't know if they did or not. Maybe you know more about what happened at the hearing.
I'm still trying to figure out whether they ever spoke with the children.
Right.
We know that Kathy Scrivener instructed the children not to speak to the police. What are your thoughts on that? Is that not obstruction?
Is that obstruction?
Uh-huh.
No, that's not
To
obstruction.
tell a witness to not cooperate with the police?
Well, it's her children. She can have.
It's her grandchildren.
Okay. Her grandchildren?
Yeah. I'm talking about Kathy, not Christina.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Christina.
No, Kathy.
Well, she probably talked to her daughter and said, how do you feel about this? Of course.
No, I don't think they're on the same side on this issue.
Really?
Christina and Kathy?
What's Christina's take on it, do you think?
That her son's a crumb and owes her a lot of money and has destroyed her children's lives.
Okay. Well, but Christina, do you think that Christina wanted her children to testify?
Probably not.
I wouldn't think that she would. I mean, if I were a mother, I mean, I am a mother, but if it was my child, I wouldn't want my child to have to testify onto something like that. That would be a terrible experience if they didn't have to.
How else do you prosecute it? They're the only 4 witnesses.
It's tough. It's part of the problem.
And that's what I said. When I tried to give the AG's office some credit, that's what I said. I thought maybe they just felt we cannot put a 12-year-old in front of H.A. Sala in cross-examination.
They could
They'll have them thinking it's Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll have those kids so confused.
They could have compelled those. We talked about this in our text. They could have compelled those children to testify if it went that far. They could have subpoenaed them. They would subpoena them by subpoenaing their mother, who's their legal guardian.
I would have subpoenaed the older boys. I would have left the 2 girls alone. I would have subpoenaed the 2 older boys.
That makes sense. But the court is not going to just plop those children up there,
And
on a witness stand in front of everybody in the universe. You're going to do some things that are going to protect those children when they get to court.
And they may not have witnessed what happened in the bed. They may have seen their father in bed with their sister, but they don't know. I don't know if they could testify to exactly what happened.
Right. And we will never know what they know based on all of this.
No, we won't.
The only people that know that are probably their father and their mother and the girl.
Yeah.
And that's it. But, the judge
That's
should
why
have listened
I
to
said
input.
he did get a pass. Is
Really?
that fair to say?
I don't know that he got a pass.
That's what I'm saying. I said he
don't-
did not get a pass.
You mean Zach?
Yeah,
I don't think Zach got a pass
that's
because
what I said.
I think that, when you look at the law and what the statute says about mental health diversions, it talks about what are the you have to have a mental disorder. It has to be a qualifying mental disorder. It has to be something that is specified in this, MDS, what is it, MS, whatever the manual is for mental disorders. It has to be one of a category of disorders, and the judge has to believe and be convinced that that disorder was a significant factor in causing the behavior that constituted the crime. And then the court has to consider, what is the danger to the community if you allow for a diversion? And here, I think the court obviously must have concluded that there is very little danger to the community in allowing Zach Scrivener to remain on the streets and not be in prison. So
Yeah, he's got no other priors other than being a dope dealer.
his record was expunged.
He got the dope deal thing in college expunged?
Yes.
Boy, he's good. Boy, he is good.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know it was
Yeah,
expunged.
it was expunged a long time ago.
Of course it was. Complexion for protection, Teresa.
Ralph,
That's right, I said it.
you really think that's
That's
what it
right, I
is?
said it.
You believe that?
I believe that's part of it, yes.
Hmm.
Yes, I do. I don't think a young,
But I don't think it was
I don't think a young
expunged.
black student in college selling dope gets his record expunged. No, I don't think that.
Well, I don't think it was. I don't know if it was expunged here in Kern County. I think it was in a different county.
I don't care.
Okay, all right, I
Okay.
get it. I respect your opinion on that. I do.
Yeah, I'm bigoted Bailey.
You've
You
had
know
to.
me.
You've had to live that. I get that.
Doggone Skippy. Doggone Skippy.
So here, because of the evidence from the mental health professional that was unopposed, it sounds like the court considered all the factors that the court is supposed to consider in making the decision, and she made her decision, and the decision was to grant it. Now,
Why
did she abuse her discretion? Was it like, that's a really tough one. Judicial discretion is pretty wide ranging. It can go back and forth in a lot of ways. It's hard to say that somebody just, abuse their discretion as a judge. But here, the court gives the law gives the court a lot of discretion, and I don't think she necessarily abused it.
Why does this community, including most Republican legislators in this town, are up in arms?
Probably because they don't agree with the law. Probably because they don't think that in a case, I'm just speculating here, in a case like this that has, sexual abuse implications, that this is something that somebody should be able to avoid prosecution for. I think that's why you have this uproar. If this was a, I am familiar with a DUI case from several years ago where the judge actually granted a diversion on a DUI case.
Yeah.
And the judge caught all kinds of flack for it. But the judge did it for the right reasons. The judge exercised his discretion, and maybe with you, if you had applied for it, you would have got it too.
Let's forget about me. Was justice done? Very shortly, because I got one more question I got to ask before you get out of here.
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay, you don't have to.
I can't answer that one. That's up to the judge.
Okay. DK Metcalf has been harassed by a fan on more than one event. In this last weekend, he confronted the guy, and he's standing. The guy is leaning over the rails. Metcalf is looking up at him. He throws a punch at the kid, but he misses. What's he going to be charged with? What's he facing?
He didn't
assault?
hit him. He didn't hit him. He didn't
but
hit
he
him.
punched him.
Maybe attempted.
Attempted assault?
He didn't hit him.
What's the difference between assault and battery?
Assault and battery is when you hit when you actually touch
No,
them.
what's the
There
difference
has to
between
be.
assault and battery?
I don't know that there is a difference.
No?
I'm not sure there is a difference.
Can he be charged with assault if he misses? Can he throw a punch at somebody and not go to jail?
Sure.
So he will avoid jail time?
He might. He might if he didn't touch him.
He didn't touch him, did he, Chris?
There's absolutely no battery there because he didn't
there
touch
was
him.
no clear contact with the fan, so no.
There you go. I mean, how close did he go?
Pretty doggone close. The NFL suspended him for 2 games.
Oh, well, that's enough punishment.
The final
for that.
2 games of the season, I might add.
So what was the fan doing leaning over the rail?
Well, he claims that the fan called him an N-word.
Oh.
And he lost it.
Those are fighting words.
Those are fighting words. Amongst most black men, those are definitely fighting words.
I can understand.
But if you're in a uniform, you can't walk. He walked over to the guy. It's not like the guy was standing behind their bench. He walked over to the guy in the end zone and confronted the guy.
Assault might be, it's coming back to me now. It might be if you put somebody in fear without actually touching them.
They're going to charge him. That's why
that could be what it is. I'm coming, my criminal law is coming back to me now.
They're going to try to assault. They're going to try to charge him, I think.
We'll have to follow that one.
We'll find out. You can talk about it next Tuesday.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Teresa Goldner, everybody. Quick timeout. We headed to the 4 o'clock hour. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. I would stick around if I you. I know. Well, because we should.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Your vacation.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Supreme Court has refused to allow the Trump administration to deploy National Guard troops in the Chicago area to support its immigration crackdown.
The justices declined the Republican administration's emergency request to overturn a ruling by a U.S. district judge that had blocked the deployment of those troops. An appeals court has also refused to step in. The High Court order is not a final ruling, but could affect other lawsuits challenging President Donald Trump's attempts to deploy the military in other Democratic-led cities. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Authorities near Philadelphia are dealing with a gas explosion that leveled part of a nursing home.
A possible gas leak has caused an explosion in a nursing home, leaving residents trapped and the building nearly destroyed. It happened just before 3 p.m. at the Silver Lake Nursing Home in Bristol Township, about 30 minutes northeast of Philadelphia. Emergency responders say buses will be taking people from the scene at the nursing home to a reunification center. Officials were also working on setting up beds and providing water and other needs to the residents.
Correspondent Bill Alexander reporting. The explosion happened Tuesday just as a utility crew had been inside Bristol Health and Rehab Center in Bristol Township looking for a gas leak. A stop work order by the Trump administration directs offshore wind developers to suspend all ongoing activities related to 5 large-scale projects under construction along the East Coast for the next 90 days for reasons of national security. The projects are off the Atlantic coast from Virginia to Massachusetts. On Wall Street, a good day as the Dow was up by 79 points. The Nasdaq rose 133. The S&P 500 reached a new record, up 31 points. More at townhall.com.
I don't know. Jay Rosenbluth is
Which varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-289-6016. That's 800-289-6016. 800-289-6016.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Getting ready for heavy rain. I'm Chris Davis. You may have heard already that rain chances will be at or near 100% for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and that the Weather Service has issued a flood watch for those days in expectation that we will have some flooding issues. Now, Kern County Public Works is getting ready with 9 sandbag stations across the county. You should bring your own shovels and sandbags, they say, and you can find them in Bakersfield, Fraser Park, Lake Isabella, Lamont, Lebec, McFarland, Mountain Mesa, Tehachapi, and Wofford Heights. A hammer and a knife were used back on September 2nd to kill someone on South Brown Street in Bakersfield, and now a judge has ruled the man accused in that crime, 40-year-old Michael Ryan Williams, incompetent to stand trial. That means a hearing will happen in January for the judge to decide where to send Williams until he is ruled competent. If you can imagine not only having a gun put in your face while a robber tells you he's going to use it if you don't hand over the money, but him also firing a shot. That's why Jorge Miguel Calderon is going to state prison for 30 years. That sentence was given him Monday for the holdups of 3 places over 4 days' time in January. His luck ran out when he robbed Chester Liquor. A new year could mean a renewed commitment to fitness, and if you live in Tehachapi, the police department is the place to meet. Every Wednesday at 1, starting January 7th. The cops are inviting you to walk with them and city leaders, get some exercise, and also talk with people about things happening in the community. They are welcoming you whether you live there or not. For your Christmas travel fill-up, gas is $4.25 on average in California, says Gas Buddy. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think? This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get up close like this. Bada bing! You blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this windy Tuesday afternoon. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 at AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com. Still lots to do on the broadcast on this fairly warm windy day. I hadn't been out of the house till I was coming to work and got all wintered up. Actually, that's not true. I went out, took the trash, and I was like, oh, it's not that bad outside. It's actually kind of warm. I bet guys are trying to play golf in this kind of weather, which can be good on one part of the golf course when you're going downwind, and then it's hell on the other side of the golf course when you're going upwind. 842-5376, our phone number, 842-KER. And let's check the board real quick, see if there's anything you all are talking about. What do you got?
All the criminals going to come to Kern County. Why? They want to be prosecuted here because they know all criminals are going away or go away, no jail time. This is ridiculous.
Well, that's a ridiculous statement because you're basing it on this Zach Scrivener case, and Kern County had absolutely nothing to do with his prosecution. Now, does that get the DA off the hook? No, it doesn't. Because this whole fiasco began when Cynthia Zimmer inappropriately picked up her cell phone and called the sheriff's office to run around the Tehachapi Police Department. And it's very obvious why she did that. She didn't want strangers going in there and finding out what the hell was going on. She wanted Donnie's boys to handle it. And I think her mindset, and this is mere speculation, and of course she would absolutely deny this, but I think she felt, this is my guess, that Donnie's boys can handle this and keep this close-knit more than the Tehachapi Police Department, of which he has no real relationship with. Now, I could be completely wrong, and I'm sure she was shocked to hear the sheriff come out and say what he said the following day. I wouldn't be up here if something didn't happen. But it's ridiculous to blame the DA's office for this prosecution. It falls on the Attorney General's office. And I don't know if you were just listening to what Teresa and I said, but it warmed my heart when she said she was listening to our interview with Mr. Sala. And when I pointed out the fact that the state did not provide any type of response to the lone forensic psychologist brought into the case, which of course was brought in by Mr. Sala. I mean, if Joe Penny was representing you in defense, you could probably sue him for malpractice. You didn't offer a rebuttal to Sala's forensic psychologist? Did you pass the bar? Because I know an idiot radio talk show host who knew you could find somebody in a state the size of a country who would refute what Sala's guy said. And it's either negligence, stupidity, or laziness, or all of the above. So it's ridiculous to call this Kern County justice, and that's why I insist, despite what you all think, to insist that he didn't get a pass. Well, technically he did, but not out of Kern County. You've got to look at Rob Bonner and this nitwit Joe Penny they sent down here to trade swords with H.A. Sala. And apparently I was mistaken in thinking that the state did know about Mr. Sala, which makes it even worse. That they in fact knew they were going up against the best defense attorney in Kern County and one of the best attorneys in the entire damn state. One would think they would have been better prepared. So the fault does not lie, as much as we would love to put it on the DA's office. And there is culpability in the DA's office, don't get me wrong. I referenced my allusion to the first phone call that started this thing. I mean, I think we all would 100% agree that had the Tehachapi police been the first to the house, this thing would have been different. That is no aspersion on the sheriff's department, but I just have a belief that it would have been different. What else you got?
Hello, Ralph. Before you cancel your subscription to Paramount Plus, you should check out the show called The Offer. It's about the making of The Godfather.
Really? I have not canceled Paramount Plus yet. In fact, I just paid my damn cable bill today. All $248 freaking dollars of it. I had it down to what? 180 something, 190 something, and I added Paramount Plus because of Landman, which again now I've only seen 3 episodes of. I only got like a season and a half to catch up on. I got a whole week coming up, so I guess I'll catch up on it. But it's called The Offer. I will definitely watch that. You know what I was watching last night, which has come on before, because earlier this year, it was the 50th anniversary of Jaws, The Making of Jaws. I forget what it's called, but I DVR'd it. I didn't watch it all because I was going back and forth between the game, but I was watching the Making of Jaws, and it is fascinating. It is absolutely fascinating how Spielberg had to make a decision. He had an expert come in and give him life-size scales of what the shark would look like. And he said there was an 18-foot, a 26-foot, and a 32-foot. Which one do you think he chose, Mr. Burdick?
32.
No, exactly. He said the 32 made it science fiction.
True.
It was just too big. It was a shark that looked like a damn whale. And the 18 wasn't intimidating enough. But he said the 26 was perfect, and they made 3 versions of it. And it's just I'm not going to sit here and spit out the whole damn documentary, but it's fascinating. So I will go back to Paramount and watch The Making of The Godfather. Much of the stuff behind the scenes I know about, the whole cast issue, how Paramount did not want, they wanted James Caan to play Michael. They didn't want Al Pacino at all. They didn't want Diane Keaton at all. They wanted either Robert Redford or Ryan O'Neal to play Sonny, and you say, well, they're blonde, but Northern Italians can be blonde, like Verna Lisa, a very, very attractive actress in the 60s and the 70s. Look her up. It's worth it. One more. Let's take a break.
Let's see. The second that on the show, The Offer, or I second that on the show, The Offer. It's fantastic. I would have assumed you had watched it already.
No, I just got Paramount Plus, about 3 weeks ago? Maybe a month ago? No, but I will check that out. One more. We're going to end on that one.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. Let's go ahead and take a break. And we come back, we will delve into the 7 biggest complaints of driving. What do you got? Anybody? Anybody want to chime in? Being a man that gets into strangers' cars twice a week, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, I have discovered one thing. Do you know what that is?
Everybody speeds?
People do not know how to drive.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
They really don't. 80% of the people on the road truly have no clue of driving. Of course, they have the fundamental ability to keep a car straight, but they have no idea how to change lanes. They have no idea how to merge. They have no idea how to slow down when you are 100 yards from a light turning red. That is one of my pet peeves, how people accelerate to a red light. It just makes no sense. You're 100 yards away and the light is yellow and you're still accelerating, knowing that you're not going to get there, but you're still accelerating to the red light. That just confounds me. I told you I'm a very strange man. Very, very. Quick timeout. We'll come right back. It's TRBS on a Tuesday on News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk with John Cox from the Californian. He'll administer the news quiz, the Christmas Eve version. We will have news and traffic and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. ready in holiday merriment. News Talk 96.1, and we're streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Under the tranquil skies of a Bethlehem evening, the angels of heaven would soon proclaim a message to the world that is so uncomplicated that it would offend and anger all those who clung to their tedious religious traditions. The world would soon be turned upside down by the birth of the maker of the universe, born in an animal pen and raised by ordinary parents. This Nazarene of no royalty, the creator, giver, and sustainer of life, offers his very life to those who see no reason to continue to live. If this is you, know that Jesus offers to exchange your life of despair, not for a religious experience, but for his life, which is full of joy that words cannot express. This life of his you can possess now with no strings attached. Just ask him for the best Christmas present of all, the indescribable gift of himself, wrapped in unconditional love and acceptance. From Paul Sheldon and staff, we wish you a blessed Merry Christmas.
Look, folks, when it comes to IT support, not all companies are the same. Many make big promises, but very few have the depth of talent, advanced systems, and proven solutions that Grapevine MSP brings to the table. At Grapevine MSP, they don't just fix problems, they prevent them. Their fully managed IT services keep your systems running smoothly and securely 24/7. So when something happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to be stuck trying to reach your provider. Grapevine MSP's local team.
You sent me the Nick Reiner thing and the KTLA thing.
Which is the signal thing?
Huh?
The driving thing?
No. Well, the KTLA thing was the lost thing.
Oh, the laws? Okay.
No, you sent me a third thing, but it didn't work. Whatever that last one was. And if I'm not mistaken, you sent me stuff yesterday as well that we didn't end up using.
That we didn't use?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was the Channel 17 stuff that you were referencing earlier. What's her name talking to the judge and apologizing to the people, saying she never meant to hurt anybody.
Oh, Williams? Yeah, I'm going to use that in the 5 or 4:30.
Yes, ABM1. That's 1-877-937-2261. American Business Machines, your trusted partner for all your office technology needs.
This holiday season, make magical memories at the Valley Children's Ice Center. Bring family and friends to glide, spin, and celebrate the most joyful time of the year on the ice. Kern County's premier ice skating experience is the place to get together this time of year to spend quality time with the family. Enjoy some hot chocolate, great pizza, and fun times for the holidays. Daily throughout the holidays. Check out vcicecenter.com for exact times. See you at the rink.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Turn this up. I love this song. Stevie Wonder. Oh, I forgot to show Teresa the Dancing Santa. God dang it. I meant to do that.
She can watch on YouTube.
I doubt if she goes back and watches the show. But
You never know.
all right, the Los Angeles Times identified 7 of the most frustrating things people do while driving, and we're here with the California Driver's Handbook to correct them. Turn signals were invented to be used. Improper signaling or failure to use signals at all was the most common complaint we heard from readers. Quote, it seems obvious to me that when approaching a turn, you first signal then brake. According to Bill Pucciarelli, so many drivers suddenly brake in front of you for seemingly no reason. Then after we all come to a stop on their signal, why bother at this time? That's pretty damn accurate. That really is. Bill is right. In fact, you are supposed to signal at least 100 feet before you turn, before your lane change, at least 5 seconds before you change lanes on a freeway, before pulling next to the curb or away from the curb, even when you do not see other vehicles around you. And we are almost through the intersection if you plan to turn sharply after crossing the intersection. Now, why did they say that in terms of the intersection?
So you don't hit anybody or pull out in front of
It's
someone?
illegal to make a lane change in an intersection.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You doggone Skippy, it's right. Number 2, please put your phone down. The light turned green and we're all waiting behind you. The second most complained about thing drivers are doing on the road, looking at their phones. Quote, one of the most frustrating things is when there is only one car in front of me at a red light. Then when the light turns green, the driver waits for several seconds to go, more than likely because they're looking at their cell phone, not hands-free, said Kim Sturmer. This happens at least once a day. Maybe these drivers were looking at their navigation app for directions, or they were answering some non-crucial Instagram DM. Both are illegal in the state of California. A state appeals court ruled in June that the state law prohibiting drivers from texting or talking on a cell phone while driving also makes it illegal to hold a phone to look at a map on the screen. Whatever's going on your phone, it's not worth the $158 fine for distracted driving. Number 3, think before you merge. This is a gargantuan issue, particularly when merging onto the freeway. And a lot of you Bakersfield people, it is a good thing you don't live in Los Angeles, because on particularly the Hollywood freeway, many of the on-ramps and around Dodger Stadium, the on-ramps are really short, particularly in the downtown area and the 101 and getting out of Dodger Stadium. Those on-ramps are really short. And you've got to come up with great momentum, and you've got to look before you get to the freeway, because that's the issue. They drive on the ramp, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, and just as they're getting on the freeway, they turn and look. And then if there's people coming, they stop. And that could be an accident. Now you've got people backed up on the ramp because you don't know how to accelerate along the ramp to be able to accelerate past oncoming traffic, because they're naturally in the slow lane. So you should be going at least 45 miles an hour so that you can accelerate to 50, 55 and get past them or sneak in between the two cars. But no. Our readers also really don't like when drivers improperly merge into lanes. I strongly dislike drivers that commonly hit their brakes when attempting to merge into traffic rather than accelerating into an open spot. I thought I just said that. Scott E. wrote, after all, God gave them an accelerator pedal as well as a brake pedal. The things that frustrate me the most are rude and inconsiderate drivers who drive on the shoulder of a freeway and create their own lane so they can cut in front of you, Lillian Bailey wrote. No relation. Drivers who suddenly swerve across freeway lanes because they're about to miss their exit, another pet peeve. I just experienced that today. We were coming down California right by Cracker Barrel, and a guy was trying to get on the 99, and he was in the far left lane, and he made a 3-lane crossover to get on the freeway. It's stupid. Say it with me. Red means stop, even if you're turning right. This should be common sense, but at red lights and stop signs, you're supposed to stop. One of them even says stop in large capitalized letters. Disregarding both while on the road is frustrating for our readers. Yeah, people that accelerate through red lights, I just don't understand. That's why when I drove 19 years ago, would always, like, if I was the lead car at a green light, I'd like 1, 2, 3, and then I'd go. Because that is the most common way to get T-boned. just minding your own business, and you accelerate into your intersection, and here comes Joe Schmo doing 55 trying to make it through the light. No. All this tailgating will be the end of us. God damn. Angelinos treat tailgating like an Olympic sport. You'd think you could win gold by getting as close as possible to the car in front of you. Well, played stupid games, win stupid prizes. Tailgating is dangerous and crazy. What's stopping the driver in front of you from making a mistake or doing something erratic? Keep your distance so you have time to react. Reader William McHale cited tailgaters as one of the driver type that annoys him the most. I agree. Why are you following so closely in the middle lane? Get in the fast lane if you want to go faster. In case you hate tailgaters too or a tailgater yourself, here's what to do. If a vehicle merges in front of you too closely, take your foot off the accelerator. This creates space between you and the vehicle ahead. If a tailgater is behind you, maintain your course and speed. Then, when safe to do so, merge right to change into another lane and allow the tailgater to pass. See, what I used to do when I drove, when I had a tailgater, I just tap on my brakes just a little bit, scared death out of them. I wouldn't slam on my brakes to stop the car, just tap on it enough for the brake lights to go on and scare the crap out of them. That's what I used to do. But I haven't driven a car in 19 years. If you insist on driving slow, wow, typographical error in the Los Angeles Times. You don't drive slow. Drive is a verb that deserves an adverb. You drive slowly. Former copy editor. What are you going to do? If you insist on driving slow, get out of the left lane. No matter how much I poked fun at my grandfather for driving like a snail my entire life, he continues to drive slowly. See, the writer got it right. The copy editor got it wrong. He continues to drive slowly on streets and freeways. He's even gotten a ticket for driving too slow. And then he does wrong. I didn't know that was possible, but it is in many states, including California. Of course, you must drive slower through heavy traffic or bad weather. And finally, don't blind us with your high beams. Most readers wrote a list of complaints on several paragraphs. Michael West kept it short by simply writing high beams. The rules for using high beams on the road are also pretty doggone short. Yeah, that about sums it up. You got anyone to add to that list?
No, me and Lisa both are just commenting on the high beams thing because right now, if you get any of these new age cars, a lot of the regular lights feel like high beams just because of how bright they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're in a lifted truck or anything like that, just be aware that you're right in everybody's, line of sight.
Right in their rear view mirror. Yeah, you got a big old F-150. Your beams are right in their rear view mirror.
Yep. Yeah, those are pretty much it. Yeah. The blinkers is a big one.
Yeah. Merging
is a big one, especially on the freeway. Get the heck out of my way if you're in the fast lane and you're going 65. None of us are here for that. Get out of the way.
Tailgating causes a lot of fender benders. Quick timeout. We'll head into the back half of the hour. New laws are hitting the books in a couple of days. We'll break that down for you. And I've got some miscellaneous audio we'll play as well. I would stick around if I you.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Pennsylvania's governor says an explosion at a nursing home just outside Philadelphia killed at least 2 people. The explosion Tuesday collapsed a part of the building and happened just as a utility crew had been on site at Bristol Health and Rehab Center in Bristol Township looking for a gas leak. The cause of the explosion was unclear several hours later, as were the extent of the casualties. A new Department of Health and Human Services report reveals Medicaid programs made over $200 million in improper payments to healthcare providers between 2021 and 2022 for people who had already died. The Inspector General report released Tuesday suggests a new mandate in Republicans' One Big Beautiful Bill could help reduce these kinds of payments. More details at srnnews.com.
Disorderly
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. A white Christmas is just a dream here. It's more like a wet Christmas, and Kern County Public Works is preparing for the possible heavy rain and flooding which could come with that, with sandbag stations at 9 locations in Bakersfield, Frazier Park, Lake Isabella, Lamont, Quebec, McFarland, Mountain Mesa, Tehachapi, and Wofford Heights. They say bring your own bags and shovels. Incompetent to stand trial for murder was the ruling Monday for 40-year-old Michael Ryan Williams, accused of killing someone September 2nd on South Brown Street with a knife and a hammer. A hearing is in January to determine where he will go to be made competent. California gas now $4.25 on average, says Gas Buddy. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FAST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
Oh, our favorite DUI gal got to spend her birthday in jail, and I couldn't be even more excited. Miss Madison Williams, I hope you enjoyed your birthday in jail. I hope you enjoyed Christmas in jail. And I truly do hope, like you have claimed, to have found God. Please, please get some help.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
Yeah, you ain't getting any decibels on that.
They can't hear?
No.
They'll hear in a minute, boy.
You hear more of that.
Santa's old. He doesn't have the spirit he once had. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Coming up in just a matter of days, there are going to be a number of new laws enacted. We stole this from KTLA in Los Angeles. Here are just a few of the new laws you'll encounter next week.
Starting January 1st, new laws may impact our everyday lives, from streaming apps to the workplace to grocery stores. One of the most noticeable changes, plastic bags. California is eliminating single-use plastic bags entirely, including the thicker versions. You will need to bring reusable bags or use paper. If you've ever had a problem with food delivery, you know how frustrating that experience can be. In 2026, if an order never arrives or shows up wrong, companies must offer refunds and access to real customer service. Apps will also have to clearly show how much drivers are paid, including tips and bonuses. Streaming services will face new limits as well. Ads won't be allowed to play louder than the shows or movies you're watching. It's similar to rules already in place for traditional television. Car buyers will see changes at used car dealerships. Dealers must clearly disclose the full price of a vehicle, limit extra fees, and in some cases, allow buyers to return a car within 3 days. The statewide minimum wage is going up again to nearly $17 an hour. A new law also limits contracts which require employees to repay training or relocation costs if they leave a job.
Some good, some bad. I think for me personally, the biggest one is the Uber Eats thing. Doesn't happen often, but it happens often enough where it's annoying when they get your order wrong and you have no retribution. I think once, because they tell you to take a picture and send it back to prove that you got the wrong order. Once I got refunded, and it's only happened to me twice, and the other time they're like, sorry, there's nothing we can do. I was like, what do you mean there's nothing you can do? You can send me what I ordered. But they don't have control to call an Uber. You know what I'm saying? So you call the restaurant after your order goes bad, because once the order is delivered, the Uber driver's responsibility is over. In fact, all they have to do, it happened to me the other day. I fell asleep Saturday afternoon. I ordered some food, and I don't know how the guy, I don't feel bad falling asleep, because ultimately they have to call me regardless, because I live in a gated community, a gated complex. And somehow either one of my neighbors was leaving, or somebody left the gate open, or maybe the guy, I don't know how he got in, but did not ring the bell, because my bell, the doorbell to my apartment, is in the hallway just outside my bedroom. So it is, I don't care if I'm drunk as a skunk and high as a kite. There's no way I can't, excuse my double negative, hear my bell. And so he just left the food out there. And after I woke up 15, 20 minutes later, and I looked, and it said that they had delivered it. I was like, what? They've delivered it? And I opened my door, and it was sitting right there. So that's a big one. I think the bad one, obviously, is minimum wage going up to $17, which will soon be $20. And again, they're trying, I don't know what their goal is, to make minimum wage jobs like that, like real jobs where you can try to raise a family. In our society, those jobs were never, ever meant to sustain a family. It was meant for older people to moonlight and for young people to get some work experience during the summer. I worked at an athlete's foot when I was in college, or Foot Locker, one of the two. Which one wears the referee shirt?
Foot Locker.
And then I worked at Foot Locker. And now those jobs are going to 35, 40-year-old men. You know, I don't go as much as I used to, but I used to go to McDonald's for breakfast a lot. And there's nobody under 35 in that McDonald's, the one near my house on F. Ain't nobody in there under 35. I'm just saying. And the plastic bags I'm good with, but it made it sound like you have to come with your own plastic bag or your own bag.
Well, they're saying if you want a plastic option, you have to come with your own plastic bag.
All right, good.
So like,
nobody's going to do that.
Well, I mean, if you are one of those people that holds on to those reusable ones.
Yeah, old people will do that.
Yeah, I'm cool with the paper ones.
I am too. I prefer paper bags. I really do. I use them as little garbage cans. 842-537-6842 KER. Anything on the board?
Driving slow in the fast lane has to be one of the answers, which it was.
Wasn't that on there?
It was on there, yes.
I thought so. Yeah, I've never understood that. People doing 50, 55 in the fast lane. Come on, man. Because most places, the speed limit is 65 miles per hour, correct? And in some spots it's 70, is it not?
Yes.
Some spots on the 99, it's 70 miles per hour. Yeah. And you're doing 55, get the Sam Hill out of the way. What else you got? What am I interrupting you from?
I was checking on a package for a Christmas gift that apparently was delivered by Amazon to somebody else. So now I'm dealing with that.
I got 2 of my Christmas things, but I did not get the performing Snoopy that I ordered about a week ago. I don't think it's going to get here by tomorrow. I was hoping I could get it in here tomorrow and we could have dueling cartoon characters, Santa versus Snoopy. But don't think I'm not bringing it in here during the new year, because I paid for the damn thing. But I waited too long. I think I ordered it last week, something like that. Hey, what was that?
Somebody asking who Rick Bentley was.
Who Rick Bentley is?
Well, they were asking who our entertainment guy was, and I told them, well, that would be Rick Bentley from KGET. And they said, okay, thank you, and hung up. So
that's weird. Okay. What else you got?
When someone tailgates me, I wash my windshield. If you shoot the windshield wiper fluid long enough, it flies over your car and hits the fuel.
Oh, is that right?
I don't see that as a big deal, though. I mean,
no, they're like, oh, there's a little water. I'm telling you, just tap on your brakes. Don't push on them. Don't actually brake. Just tap on them enough for your lights to go on. They'll freak out. They'll get out of your back seat. One more, and let's take a break.
An interesting Christmas movie on Paramount is Fat Man. Never heard of this one.
As opposed to The Whale, right? With what's his name?
Brandon Fraser.
George of the Jungle, Brendan Fraser.
Which is supposedly really good.
That's what I've heard. It's all over paper on my HBO. I've never watched it. Is he really that size, or did he lose the weight?
No. Brandon Fraser was never that size.
Yeah, he was.
No.
I thought I saw him at an awards banquet that size.
Over 600?
Well, no, not 600, but at least 3 chains.
This isn't a biopic of Brandon Fraser's life.
Well, I know that, but I thought he got fat.
No.
Brandon Fraser is not fat.
No, I mean he's probably pretty normal for his size.
Hey Siri.
No, he probably is a heftier size, but he's not the size you're thinking.
Show me Brandon Fraser.
And he can get fat for that role.
Here's Brandon Fraser.
They showed me the 2025 CFB regular season stats on some cornerback named Brandon Fraser. Hey Siri, show me actor Brandon Fraser.
Brandon Michael Fraser, born November 19, 1990.
Let's take a look at Fatso. I got a skater now. Brandon Michael Fraser is an American former competitive pair skater. Hey Siri, is that not the man's name? Show me film actor Brandon Fraser.
You might get better with Brandon, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Please stand by. Brandon James Fraser. Let's take a look at the pic. Oh no, 2025. He looks normal.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, no, he didn't get like a whale. No.
So that's a fat suit he's wearing in the whale?
Yeah, bodysuit, yeah.
And the jowls too?
Yeah.
That's pretty good stuff. Nothing will beat the Penguin.
No.
Nothing will beat the Penguin.
Although they do an amazing job for that too.
Colin Firth? No.
Fraser.
Colin,
No, I'm sorry, Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Yeah, Colin Farrell. Great series. Let's go ahead and take a break. What's going on out there? Is that technology gone awry?
I think we have a stream down at the moment.
At least it's not ours.
No, I do not believe it has that.
All right, very good. Take a quick time out. We'll check the board some more, see what you guys are talking about. I got some other things we'll get to. You hear from Madison Williams, her plea to the court that obviously touched somebody's ear because she got a year sentence for injuring somebody in a home. I just, wow. Very, very amazed by that. We've yet to talk about Nick Reiner. We'll get into that. There is new information on Mr. Reiner. We'll talk a little football. Colin Cowherd, Fox Sports, came out with his top 10 NFL teams as we fastly approach the playoffs. Playoffs? Cowherd's list was so ridiculous, I had to come up with my own. And now Burdick has come up with one that isn't far from ridiculous either. Buffalo at 7?
I haven't.
You think there are 6 teams that could beat Buffalo?
Yes.
All right, we're going to go at it in the 5. Quick timeout. We're coming right back. It's TRBS on a windy Tuesday night right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KRN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk with John Cox from the Californian. He'll administer the news quiz, the Christmas Eve version. We will have news and traffic and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. Right in holiday merriment. News Talk 96.1, and we're streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
One of the highlights of this radio broadcast appears on Thursdays at 4:30. Our money man, Daniel Petrie with Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. You all know by now what Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors are all about. You know that I've turned on staff members who are extremely happy with being a client with Daniel. And I've told you, I've been a client for almost a decade now, and it is the single most important and smartest financial move I have ever made. If you're staring at retirement late in life and you're in the fourth quarter, call Daniel, 395-9400, 395-9400. Just keep it locked. Tune in every Thursday at 4:30 when it appears on the broadcast. Daniel Petrie and the folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors.
This broadcast is for informational purposes only. Does not constitute a solicitation or offer to buy or sell any security, future, option, or other financial instrument, or to offer or provide any investment advisory or other services to any person in any jurisdiction by Daniel Petrie or MPWAE, DBA, Messmaker, and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Any views expressed in this broadcast by us are prepared based upon the information available to us at the time, and we are under no obligation to update our views.
King Door Company continues to set the standard in the garage door industry, and I'm here to tell you a few of the reasons why. First off, King Door carries Clopay garage panels and LiftMaster openers, so you're guaranteed quality and reliability well beyond the reach of most garage door companies, and it just gets better from there. King Door has a fleet of fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and tools to handle any job quickly and efficiently, and those trucks are manned by the most knowledgeable technicians anywhere. They have all the technical expertise imaginable and the most up-to-the-minute training available. In fact, King Door is so committed to training that they have the King Door Academy, a full-size, state-of-the-art classroom right on the premises with all the latest teaching aids, including working garage doors to simulate any installation, repair, or technique. Your garage door is a very important part of the safety, security, and look of your home, so don't trust it to anyone but King Door Company. Call them today at 397-2744. Stop by the showroom at 7450 District Boulevard, or check them out online at kingdoor.com. King Door Company, your company with the pride of a lion.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya Kuselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM
You can call 842-5376 and directly talk to me, or you can leave a text message with my producer who he'll read and I'll respond to. But I can't stop the show and read a 6-paragraph message that you send me via Facebook. I can't and I won't. Call the show and make your case. She's got something about Scrivener that she wants me to read, but I'm probably going to read it like 10:30 tonight. But I'm not going to stop the show so I can read that when you could just simply call or text, and Mr. Burdick will read that. Or you could go and subscribe to YouTube and jump in the chat room. Let me make sure you haven't already done so. No, it does not seem that you have. 842-5376, 842-KERN. I've got some audio of one of the victims in the Madison Williams DUI case in which she ran her Mercedes-Benz into a home, injuring several. Excuse me, I've got enough gas to get me all the way home. Several people were injured. It was her second DUI, but it didn't count as a second DUI because they happened so close together, her driving under the influence charges. The first one hadn't been adjudicated. And I failed to ask our federal magistrate judge. You know, she's still sending me text messages on Facebook. Leslie, I'm not going to read these. Not till later on tonight. Maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow, but you can call the show and express what you want to do. I'm not going to. Anyway, but I neglected to ask Teresa Goldner why, if somebody gets 2 DUIs inside of 3 months, she's now sent me 9 messages. Why isn't the first one decided before the second one? Because the second one, she went to court, but the first one hadn't been adjudicated, so they had to consider, the judge had to consider the second one that caused bodily injury to folks as a first, not a second. The other question I wanted to ask our judge was, when the first one is finally determined, does that add on to her measly 1-year sentence minus 92 days? I failed to ask that. I'm sure there are attorneys listening. Feel free to tighten us up. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got?
We are Bear.
Oh, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say, play the audio of, this is from the male you're going to hear initially is one of the victims in the home, and then you'll hear Miss Madison Williams' plea to the judge.
Since then, I'm just not the same person that I used to be. I have such pain still to this day that I'm going to have to deal with for possibly the rest of my life.
I wanted to understand that it was never my intention to hurt your family or your home in any way. And I live with this regret every day, and it will stay with me forever. I feel terrible for my behavior, and that you all have to as a result of my poor choices. And I know that my words.
I can't understand it, so I know they can't. That's too bad. He was more, what's the word I'm looking for? Audible than she was, where he said, I still have injuries to this day, injuries that I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. And of course, she gave the obligatory, I feel bad for what I have done and blah, blah, blah. I don't buy that. I think she's upset. I think she's upset that she got caught. Let's remember who this woman is. This is a woman who, and again, I failed to ask our judge this question, but this is a woman who offered a police officer $15,000 to make this thing all go away. Why is that not a separate charge? You can bribe police officers now? And what, it's not a crime if they don't accept it? That's absurd and not true. So how did she get away with that? And the racial comments, I'm white, I'm so glad I'm white, I'm beautiful. I mean, this girl deserves a book to be thrown at her, figuratively speaking. And she got a year. So you can drive your car into somebody's home and injure folks and get a year sentence. And again, you know me, bigoted Bailey. complexion for the protection, cute little white girl, and she somehow gets away with a year. You imagine if I plowed my car into somebody's home and injured somebody? Even if it was my first. Good googly moogly. And unfortunately, you didn't hear. Let's play that again, Chris. Let's play that again, Chris, and see if we can get to the end where the judge, because I think the judge is more audible. Can you fast forward to the judge? Your mic's not on.
I got it.
You got it, the judge?
Ms. Williams, you're being given an opportunity to show yourself and the court and the community if you're capable of following all the terms and conditions of probation. And you're going to be on probation for 7 years. If you violate the terms of probation, you're coming back to the court for sentencing on a probation violation. And that would probably result in a state prison sentence. The court could impose you to the upper term for 16 years. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Are you kidding? Now, the other question I would have throw out to lawyers listening, perhaps, is the judge really held to absolutely ignoring the first DUI? How can you turn to a woman who got 2 DUIs inside of 3 months and tell her you have an opportunity to show that you've changed or whatever the judge said? What are you talking about, Judge? What the hell are you talking about? Inside of 90 days, this woman has driven drunk twice and been arrested. And you're talking about you have an opportunity to prove what? That she's a scofflaw? That she thinks she's special? That she thinks she can buy her way out of trouble? That her complexion is there for the protection? Do you see why I say this? And then a random white girl gets arrested and she says, thank God I'm white. And yet you all call me bigoted Bailey. Where people running around here thinking, thank you, Jesus, I'm white, because ain't nothing going to happen to me. Because I got, as that black guy says on the radio, I got the complexion for the protection. That's a Michael Bowers quote, by the way. But I stole it from him. Final hour of the broadcast. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. The night before Christmas. Right here on 96.1 AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. An apparent gas explosion collapsed part of a nursing home in Bucks County, Pennsylvania on Tuesday afternoon, killing at least 2 people. Certified nursing assistant at Bristol Health and Rehab Center, Mussolini Watson, tells WPVI-TV ABC6 she hasn't been able to reach her co-workers.
And then when I came, I saw all the emergency vehicles coming in and they blocked us. So I went around and then I said, let me walk. And then the explosion came on. There was a loud explosion and it told all of us to get back. And that's how I came back.
You have co-workers in there?
Co-workers in there. I'm calling them and they're not answering. I tried to get through, but the officers, they said, no, I should get past them because it could still be dangerous.
A Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency spokesperson says her agency had been informed that people were trapped inside. Aging baby boomers are concerned about their futures in the United States.
The oldest baby boomers, the generation known as a cultural and political vanguard, turn 80 next year. That includes Diane West, who has concerns.
There's going to reach a point that we're not so active, and there's a lot of us. And I worry that that's going to be a problem, that society as a whole isn't going to be ready.
About 76 million boomers were born from 1946 to 64. Now they're the second largest age group. I'm Julie Walker.
A new Department of Health and Human Services report reveals Medicaid programs made over $200 million in improper payments to healthcare providers between 2021 and 2022 for people who had already died. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 79 points. The NASDAQ rose 133. More details at townhall.com.
A little gout in the ankle.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Getting ready for heavy rain. I'm Chris Davis. You may have heard already that rain chances will be at or near 100% for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and that the Weather Service has issued a flood watch for those days in expectation that we will have some flooding issues. Now, Kern County Public Works is getting ready with 9 sandbag stations across the county. You should bring your own shovels and sandbags, they say, and you can find them in Bakersfield, Frazier Park, Lake Isabella, Lamont, Lebec, McFarland, Mountain Mesa, Tehachapi, and Wofford Heights. A hammer and a knife were used back on September 2nd to kill someone on South Brown Street in Bakersfield, and now a judge has ruled the man accused in that crime, 40-year-old Michael Ryan Williams, incompetent to stand trial. That means a hearing will happen in January for the judge to decide where to send Williams until he is ruled competent. If you can imagine not only having a gun put in your face while a robber tells you he's going to use it if you don't hand over the money, but him also firing a shot. That's why Jorge Miguel Calderon is going to state prison for 30 years. That sentence was given him Monday for the holdups of 3 places over 4 days' time in January. His luck ran out when he robbed Chester Liquor. A new year could mean a renewed commitment to fitness, and if you live in Tehachapi, the police department is the place to meet. Every Wednesday at 1, starting January 7th. The cops are inviting you to walk with them and city leaders, get some exercise, and also talk with people about things happening in the community. They are welcoming you whether you live there or not. For your Christmas travel fill-up, gas is $4.25 on average in California, says Gas Buddy. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think? This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get up close like this. Bing! You blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Final hour of the broadcast on this Tuesday, which means I'm 4 hours away from vacation. Wednesday will be my last show of the year. We are off on Christmas Day, but are being summoned back the day after Christmas, that Friday. So Rick Bentley will fill in, our KGT entertainment reporter. Then that following Monday, Kathy Abernathy will be hosting the broadcast. On Tuesday, former federal magistrate judge Teresa Goldner. On Wednesday, Casey Steakhouse owner-operator Cassie Biddle. And then we are back on the day after New Year's. Mr. Bentley will host again. And then I'm back on Monday, January the 5th. Start a whole new year. You'll see a couple of twinges to the show. It's doing extremely well, ratings-wise and advertisement-wise. So we're not going to mess with it too much. You don't fix something that's broke. What are you grinning at?
Oh, because you ask and you shall receive.
What?
You asked and you shall receive.
What?
Mr. 49er Larry has called.
When did I ask to talk to Larry?
Yesterday.
No, I said we have not heard from Larry, and I said, thank you, Jesus. Yes, Larry. Are you here to tell us that the Dodgers are not going to win the World Series and Toronto is?
No, I'm calling to tell you that.
So you were wrong about that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I was wrong about that.
Okay.
But I'm calling to tell you the 49ers control the path to the NFC West, and they will win the NFC West. Also, I wanted to say that if I ever get arrested, I want to go get arrested in Bakersfield, because Bakersfield has proven that Scribner has got away with it. The woman that left her kids in the car and one of her kids died got away with it. And now this woman that got a DUI several times has got away with it.
Well, first of all, Zach Scribner was not prosecuted by Kern County. He was prosecuted in Kern County, but he was prosecuted by the Attorney General's office in Sacramento.
And that was because the DA from Kern County
was his
set him
aunt
up and let him get away with it.
No, she is his aunt. She could not prosecute the case. How did she let him get away with it?
She got involved in it, and she called the sheriff's department and did not let the police get involved.
But she did not prosecute the case.
No, she didn't prosecute it, but she tampered with the case.
Well, there's no evidence of that. She had the sheriff's department get involved rather than the Tehachapi police. And what were your other two examples?
The woman that left her kid in the car, two kids in the car.
She hasn't gotten away with anything. She's going to be retried on involuntary manslaughter charges, I would expect. She's already been convicted. She's already been convicted. Can I speak, Larry? Do you mind if I speak?
Okay.
She's already been convicted on 2 counts of child cruelty. The jury just didn't think that she wanted her children to die. She did something stupid, and someone died. So she'll be charged with involuntary manslaughter, which the defense conceded, and she'll be found guilty on that charge.
Can I say something now?
Sure.
Okay. I've been a parent of 5 kids, and I've never left one of my kids in the car.
Well, you're a saint, Larry. This woman is 20 years old, and she made a mistake, and she's going to pay for it. She's going to prison. So it just kind of defeats your argument that people, if you have an argument, it's with judges and our system, which dictates how many years people get. But
like I said, a person knows when their kid is in the car, and they know not to leave their kid in the car. And anybody that leaves their kid in the car should get the maximum sentence.
Well, I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will.
And the other thing is...
But she did not deserve to have murder charges. She did not intend for those children to die.
She might have not intended them to die, but she caused them to die, or the one to die.
And that's called involuntary manslaughter.
Well, okay.
Okay.
And my last statement is the 49ers will get the NFC West.
Well, you just cursed them. I'm sure that, what's the coach's name?
Shanahan.
Shanahan is very disappointed that you put the mush on him. Thanks for the call, Larry. Appreciate it. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Mike wants to have a Christmas cocktail tonight. I'm just not feeling it.
Get into the Christmas.
I'm not in the Christmas. I'm just, let's do it tomorrow.
Tell him just wait one more day and you guys can go tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's what I just wrote. Let's do tomorrow. I haven't talked to him since I blew off his party, so I'm sure he's pissed at me. I couldn't go having bet on the Bears. And I haven't even told him that. That'll make him even more pissed. And the only reason they lost is because our boy went down.
Yeah.
If Jordan Love stays in that game, the Bears don't get the onside kick and they don't get the corner pattern at the end. How in the world do you let somebody get behind you in a game like that? I just don't understand. I wasn't that great a safety, but nobody got behind me. Nobody got behind me.
In his defense, though, he was lockstep with him the entire way through, and it was just a
Yeah, it was a great
throw.
catch and a great throw. You're right. He was just a half a step behind. You're right.
It really
Wasn't bad coverage.
It was just
but
not what you needed.
In that situation, you just can't let anybody get behind you.
Yeah.
You just can't. You just can't. 842-5376. Anything left on the board?
Just one that says, just because she's 20 doesn't mean she should have left them in the car. She was smart enough to have babies.
I'm not trying to excuse me. I'm not trying to defend the girl. But don't you old people remember what it was like to be 20? You don't remember what it was like to be 20 and stupid? And I mean, by definition, she's stupid. She had a child in high school. And I'm sure some of you had children in high school. And I'm not questioning your intelligence, but it's not the smartest move in the world. Your life ends in high school. Because as far as I see it, no, I've never had any children, but I thought I was going to have children. And I knew what my mindset was if I ever had children. And that would be my life as I know it stops. My entire energy and everything that I do in life, including my work, where I work, how much I make, what I try to do, is based on raising this human being into a mature adult. And the reason that it was 9-3, 9 in favor of manslaughter, only 3 in favor of murder, is because, and this is what I believe, I think that the jurors were just as surprised as I was to learn that cars turn off after an hour. You've got to think about her mindset. I grant you, it was stupid. It was amazingly stupid. But in her mind, she thought those children were okay. Again, that's stupid. I am in no way trying to suggest, well, you can leave your babies in the car as long as you leave the car running and the air on. You should never let a 2 or 1-year-old be alone. Ever, 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 ever. Even if you don't have a pool, you shouldn't leave a 2 and a 1-year-old in your home to go next door to get a cup of sugar. That's incredibly stupid, let alone in a vehicle on a June day for hours. So where the temperature in the car was 114 degrees and the child's temperature was 107. Let's see what the former Green Bay Packer has to say. Regarding tomorrow's Christmas Eve, are people going to be out? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You don't think people are going to be out tomorrow night?
I mean, you'll have a couple.
Oh, you've lost your mind. You wait till I get back on Tuesday or Monday, whatever day I come back.
Why are y'all
We're
going
gonna go
out on
out
Christmas Eve?
because I'm going to be here. I'm not leaving for LA till
Not you,
Christmas Day.
I understand. I mean, like, I don't expect a ton of people to be out on Christmas Eve. Like, enjoy time with your families.
I once went and saw Kramer versus Kramer on Christmas Eve as a high school student.
Nice.
Christmas Eve was not a big deal in our house. Everything was just quiet. We didn't do I know a lot of families do you can open one gift. Up until I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, we would go to midnight mass. My mother would take me and my 2 sisters to midnight mass. Pop never had to go. You kidding me? But when we got older, That's when when I went to a midnight movie is when I felt like I was a grown man. When I went, David Cates and I went to Westwood and saw Kramer versus Kramer on Christmas Eve. I will never forget that. But yeah, people, I bet Casey's Steakhouse will be packed tomorrow night. I guarantee you. Yes, yeah. KC tomorrow. I'm not going out tonight. I'm dressed like a bum. I'm in my Raiders sweats. I'm in a sweat top. Got this goofy hat on. I ain't going out tonight. Kidding me? Well, no. I should have said yes since I didn't go to this party. Don't you?
Going tomorrow?
Huh?
You're gonna feel the same way tomorrow.
No, I'm not. I owe him. I got to go out. In fact, I got to buy drinks. So I didn't go to this party. He had a cater, dude. He had Eureka Hills bring food over. And then, another factor, I might have gone and hidden the fact that I bet on the Bears. But I saw that TJ Esposito took a picture of him and Mike and was like advertising. Hey, Big Mike's having a party at the cigar shop. Come join us. And I was like, no. I bet it was packed. I haven't talked to him since, but I bet it was packed down there. I bet people from that ad came down. I just didn't feel like being around a lot of people, particularly since I was rooting for the Bears. Just saying. Let's go and take our final break. I wish I was final break. Let's take a break, come back, and we will compare our top 10 list in the National Football League. Chris has lost his mind already. He and Colin Cowherd. Crazy. Got Buffalo at the bottom of the top 5? What?
Top 10.
Top 10, I mean? What?
I think 8's pretty good.
You got 7 teams better than Buffalo.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear them. Quick timeout. Anything on the board?
No.
All right, good. We'll do that next. And then at the bottom of the hour, recap our top story of the day. I have yet to get to the Nick Reiner story. We've got some audio we intend to play, and TMZ is reporting. Well, I'll tell you when we get back. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a windy Tuesday night right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KRN, and we are streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The JR Show.
Former Kern County Supervisor Zach Scrivener will never see a day in jail, and it's all because of who he knows. His aunt is the district attorney, Cynthia Zimmer, but her sister, Kathy Scrivener, sits on the Kern High School District Board. She's the one that called the district attorney the night this all went down, and she's been trying to cover it up ever since, whether she's mad at her sister now for calling the sheriff or whether she's telling the kids to not talk to the police. You, Miss Kathy Scrivener, need to step down from your elected position and need to be held on obstruction charges.
Weekdays at 2 p.m.
Under the tranquil skies of a Bethlehem evening, the angels of heaven would soon proclaim a message to the world that is so uncomplicated that it would offend and anger all those who clung to their tedious religious traditions. The world would soon be turned upside down by the birth of the maker of the universe, born in an animal pen and raised by ordinary parents. This Nazarene of no royalty, the creator, giver, and sustainer of life, offers his very life to those who see no reason to continue to live. If this is you, know that Jesus offers to exchange your life of despair, not for a religious experience, but for his life, which is full of joy that words cannot express. This life of his you can possess now with no strings attached. Just ask him for the best Christmas present of all, the indescribable gift of himself, wrapped in unconditional love and acceptance. From Paul Sheldon and staff, we wish you a blessed Merry Christmas.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting
putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FAST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Agape Air. You know, when the air just isn't right, call the team that gets it done right. That's Agape Air, keeping homes comfortable for 18 years. Locally owned and always professional. And who knows better than I? They serve my complex. From smart thermostat help to...
I totally forgot. We have Condors tickets.
For today, we got to give them today?
Well, I mean, we would need to give them away ASAP.
When are they, for this weekend?
Yeah, they're for this weekend.
Do we email them or they have to pick them up?
Let's pick them up.
So we have to do it the next half hour.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, no, because we are open on Friday as well.
Oh, that's right. All right, let's do it tomorrow then. We just have one set.
Reindeer at the Rink is Saturday, presented by Fox 58 and the Bakersfield Marriott.
4 tickets or 4 sets?
Technically, we have like 2 or 3 because it's 1 per day. But JR has some too, so if we want to give away multiple.
My show,
Well, let's play
the JR
TRBS
Show,
Jeopardy tomorrow.
weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on
then
News
we'll
Talk
give 'em all away.
96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I believe in the Los Angeles Times, the Trump administration will begin to garnish the pay of student loan borrowers in January, the Department of Education said Tuesday, stepping up a repayment enforcement effort that began this year. Beginning the week of January 7th, roughly 1,000 borrowers who are in default will receive notices informing them of their status. The collection activities are, quote, conducted only after student and parent borrowers have been provided sufficient notice and opportunity to repay their loans. The announcement comes as many Americans are already struggling financially and the cost of living is top of mind. The wage garnishing could compound the effects on lower income families contending with a stressed economy, employment concerns, and healthcare premiums that are up to rise for millions of people. The email did not contain any details about the nature of the garnishment, such as how much would be deducted from wages, but according to the government's student and aid website, up to 15% of a borrower's take-home pay can be withheld. Man, that's a big hit. 15% of your pay?
This is for people who haven't been paying back, right?
Yes, who are in debt. The government typically directs employers to withhold a certain amount. A borrower should be sent a notice of the government's intent 30 days before the seizure begins. So you might want to go ahead and take some of that Christmas money and pay that bad boy off, because I got garnished once in my life for the well, it's a long story that I don't want to get into, but I got garnished once, and it hurts. It hurts. And I forget what the percentage was. I think it was about 15% of my pay. I think they can take up to like a quarter of your pay, I believe. Hey, Siri, how much money, what percentage of money can be garnished from your check? She won't tell me. She just gives me things to look up. I wish she'd just tell me. Judgment creditors, those who file a lawsuit against you and won, and creditors with a statutory right to collect back taxes, child support, and student loans can garnish or take money directly out of your paycheck, but they can't take it all. Federal law limits wage garnishments to 25% of your disposable income, 15% for federal student loans.
That's what I'm saying. It was 15.
Yeah, so 25, you owe somebody a company money, they could take up to a quarter of your pay. And if it's student loans, it's going to be about 15%, man. That would hurt. That would hurt. Particularly if you don't have the money to pay back your damn loan. You ain't making the kind of money that you can afford to lose 15% of your paycheck, one would think. I'm just asking, just saying. And I don't know if you've seen the story of the 12, 11, and 8-year-old who, you'll see the video. It's gone absolutely viral. These kids went joyriding in a car, and because they're 12 and 11, they wreck it. Police show up, brandishing their guns. They've got these 3 kids stuck, and you think it's like bad guys. When I first watched it, I was like, good. You know, and then all of a sudden you hear this voice, I'm sorry, can I call my mommy? And the cop realizes that they're kids. And I liked it. It was good on the cop. He was like, all right, it's good. You're cooperating. Just stay there. Don't look at me. Keep your head down. And the funniest part of the video, they're patting down this kid, and he's got something in his jacket. What do you think it was?
Sucker?
Huh?
Sucker?
A bag of Doritos.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, the cop was all like, hey, what's this? What's this? And he reaches in, it's a bag of Doritos. The kid's 11. You know what I'm saying? It's not a pistol. The kid's 11. It's an open bag of Doritos. I don't know why I got a kick out of that. 842-5376, 842-KERN. That's about all I got. Coming up in the back half of the hour, Mr. Burdick and I will compare our top 10 teams as we get ready for the playoffs. And the college playoffs are coming up in the new year as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. And let's just hope. What was the final of the James Madison game?
I think it was like 51-34.
Yeah, let's hope that these blowouts will get rid of these lowly teams that don't deserve to be in the big games. They just don't. How did Tulane do? Have they played yet?
Yeah, no, they got destroyed as well.
What was the big score?
It was worse.
Good. Meantime, Notre Dame is sitting at home. Crazy. What's the other team that got cheated?
BYU.
BYU sitting at home. And Tulane University, which has never had a football team, and James Madison, which has never had a football program, they get to play and get their drawers blown out. It's crazy. Don't think that I'm condoning what Notre Dame did. And that was deny their seniors one more game, but they should have been in. Quick timeout. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington, California. Officials are urging holiday travelers to avoid the roads on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. A series of powerful winter storms is expected to douse California with relentless rain, heavy winds, and snow this week. Much of the state will see heavy rains and gusts that could lead to flooding, mudslides, and rock slides. Pennsylvania's governor says an explosion at a nursing home just outside Philadelphia killed at least 2 people. The explosion Tuesday collapsed a part of the building, then happened just as a utility crew had been on site at Bristol Health and Rehab Center in Bristol Township looking for a gas leak. The cause of the explosion was unclear several hours later, as were the extent of the casualties. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 79 points. The Nasdaq rose 133. This is SRN News.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You may have heard already about the flood watch for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. As heavy rain comes down and flooding becomes a possibility, Kern County Public Works says they'll have the sand. You bring the bags and shovels at 9 locations across the county. 30 years in prison for Jorge Michael Calderon of Bakersfield for his holding up 3 places in 4 days, including 2 restaurants and a liquor store back in January. No rides from Golden Empire Transit Christmas Day. They say they will be closed and reopened for rides Friday morning. Tehachapi Police are inviting you to come walk with them every Wednesday in the new year, starting at 1 p.m. It's a community walking event. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FAST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FAST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk with John Cox from the Californian. He'll administer the news quiz, the Christmas Eve version. We will have news and traffic and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. Ready in holiday merriments. News Talk 96.1, and we're streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
All right, here's Colin Cowherd's alleged top 10 in the National Football League as it stands today. He has at 10 the Buffalo Bills, which seems to me is almost entirely based on last week's performance against a really bad Cleveland Browns team. But I think what people are missing when discussing the Cleveland Browns is they have pretty good defense. They've got the best pass rusher in football, if not the best defensive player in football, in Myles Garrett, who this weekend is likely, who in Cleveland? They play somebody tough this weekend.
Pittsburgh.
Is it Pittsburgh? You
It is
sure?
Pittsburgh, yes.
He's probably going to break the record this weekend, particularly with Aaron Rodgers. In fact, it's Aaron Rodgers. So, they won. That's all that matters. They won. But he's got them at 10. He's got the 49ers at 9, which, regardless of what Larry said, I do believe is ridiculous. I think they're one of the teams that could win the Super Bowl. I don't think they will, but they could. They've still got Kittle, although he was banged up the other last night, and they've still got McCaffrey. And they've got decent receivers, even though they're not really known. They've been banged up all season long. And, it's a miracle and a tip to Shanahan that he's kept his team together. What are they, 10-4, 11-4?
11, yeah.
He's got the Texans at 7, which I disagree with as well. He's got Denver at 6, the Jaguars at 5, the Eagles at 4, no idea who he's got at 4. He's got the Eagles at 5, Buffalo at 10, 49ers at 9, Texas at 8, Denver at 7, Jags at 6, Eagles at 5, and I have no idea. Something with a B. What could be with a B? It's not
B
the
or an
Bengals.
R?
No, it's a B. It's not the Bengals.
No.
It's
Would be
not Buffalo. It's not Baltimore.
It's not the Patriots.
No, he's got the Patriots at 3, the Rams at 2, and Seattle as the most likely team to win the Super Bowl. That's insane.
Bears?
So, that's exactly what it is. The Bears.
The Bears at 4?
It's got the Bears at 4.
Oh, that's a little high.
That's a lot high. Here is my top 10. I've got Houston at 10.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't trust
DJ
Stroud. I just don't. They've got a great defense. They've got a great defensive head coach. Who's a head coach, but he's a defensive guru. But I just don't trust that offense. They could come out and hold a team to 20 points and lose 2014 easily, if you ask me. I've got the Jags at 9. No. I don't know who I've got at 9. Because I think oh, no, I do have the Jags at 9. I changed it. I had the Jags higher, and I lowered them to 9 because, once again, I don't trust their quarterback. Sometimes he's brilliant. Sometimes he looks like he's back at Clemson. And sometimes he looks like Geno Smith. I don't trust him. But he's in my top 10. I think the Jaguars are one of the hottest teams in football right now.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some reticence there. I've got Denver at 7, 10, 9, at 8, 10, 9, 8, excuse me.
8.
That's probably a prejudice. They're probably better than that, but I can't stand Sean Payton. And they're the Broncos, and I'm a Raider fan. And I don't like Bo Kimball, Bo Jackson, Bo Cephas. I don't like him. Mr. Nix, I don't like him. So that's probably just totally personal rather than analytic. I've got New England next.
7.
At 7.
Wow.
I got Buffalo at 6.
Wow.
I got San Francisco at 5. I've got Seattle at 4. And this is why I didn't want to say anything about the Bears. I got the Bears 3. I think the Bears are real. I think the Bears would beat Seattle, San Francisco, and Buffalo heads up. I really do. Call me crazy. And the 2 top teams, I got the Rams 2. And I'm sorry, I'm old school. To beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And as long as the defending champions are still winning when they have to, they're going to win that division. They're finally realizing they've got to run Saquon as they did more this weekend than they have. I think Jalen Hurts now realizes that he's got to be part of the running game. I think as long as they do that, I think they have the best receiving core in football between who's the tight end? Goddard,
yeah.
And the jerk 11,
AJ,
and Smith. Isn't it Devontae Smith?
Yep.
I think that's the best crew in football. I really do. You got a better receiving crew than that? Who you got? Who's a better receiving crew than that?
I think you could argue the Vikings, if they had a suitable quarterback, would be up there.
Maybe the Rams with Pakua and
the Rams for sure.
But they don't. Their tight end is there. Who's their tight end?
The Rams tight end. It's really by
committee.
By committee.
Yeah. See, that's not as good as Goddard.
They have Higbee or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
that ain't good as Goddard. Just saying. All right, what do you got?
My top 10 goes as follows.
From 10 to 1.
10, I had the Chargers, but it's really a toss-up between the Chargers and the Houston Texans to me.
I left the
Well-
Chargers completely out. I don't trust them either. Sometimes it's same issue I have with the Jaguars and Houston.
Right.
Sometimes what's his name looks great. Sometimes he looks awful.
Yeah, that's why I kind of could put either or there, Texans or Chargers.
And he's injured.
Yeah, the left
That
hand
left hand
concerns me.
That concerns me big time.
My number 9 is the Bears. As much as I'd love to say they are real, what I saw in the first 3 quarters of that game against the Green Bay Packers and Malik Willis didn't leave me very happy.
The biggest difference between the Bears in this part of the season and the early part of the season is the defense.
Yes.
And they're running the football.
Yes.
What is it, Swift?
Yeah, Swift and Monongai.
They look good. They look good, in my opinion.
Number 8, I got Buffalo. I don't trust their defense. I will always trust Josh Allen, but I do not trust that defense whatsoever. 7, I got Seattle for the vice versa reason. I trust the defense, but I don't trust Sam Darnold to do a dang thing in the playoffs.
He's been throwing a lot of picks lately.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
And
But he threw 4 picks and still damn near won.
Yeah.
They could have, if they make the field goal, they win with 4 picks.
Here's the thing.
That's
though.
a good football team. As crazy as that sounds, because you're not supposed to be in a game if you have 4 turnovers.
No, not at all.
You're supposed to get blown out with 4 turnovers, and they were a field goal away from winning.
I disagree with Larry. I think the Seattle Seahawks end up winning that division and the number 1 overall seed, but I
do
think
too.
that the bye week is going to end up killing them. It's going to be one of those situations.
I don't think so. I don't think a bye week can hurt you late in the season.
I
when
disagree.
everybody's banged up and you need a little time just to get healed and to get some more therapy or whatever it is. You want to rest at the end of the season because
I think
every
if you're a
team in the
proven team, it
league
works.
is banged up at this point of the season. Everybody's hurt. That's what people don't understand. All 53 guys who get time at this juncture of the season, something hurts. It's not an injury so much as it's just you can't have that much contact and not have bruises and bumps and hurts. It's just impossible.
Number 6, I have the Eagles. From what we've seen this season, I just don't trust them.
Too low for the defending champion.
Yeah,
you got
again,
him 6.
We haven't seen the best of the Eagles at all this season
Exactly.
Yet, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to magically assume it's just going to show up here at the end of the season.
Well, that's what veteran teams do. Look at the Dodgers. Look at the Dodgers. Would you have picked the Dodgers 3/4 of the way through the season to win the World Series?
Yeah, you guys have had the best.
I wouldn't have.
Roster on paper.
We were going through that period where Tanner Scott was blowing saves and Mookie was hitting like 230.
And I wouldn't compare the Eagles to the Dodgers. I don't think that the rosters are nearly as close or comparable, to be fair. Number 5, I have the Broncos. The offensive inconsistencies are just staggering, but the defense is so dang good, it's going to keep them alive. Number 4, I have Jacksonville. I really like what I'm seeing from them. Their defense is one of the best in the entire NFL, and the offense is clicking. That's fine. Again, that could happen, but at the same time, I genuinely believe they figured something out. Number 3, I got the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, please.
At this point, you said it yourself. They could be one of the teams to win the Super Bowl, and as long as they have Purdy, Kittle, and McCaffrey on the field, they could beat anybody.
Yeah, but let's see what's going on with Kittle.
Again,
He's hobbling.
He'll play regardless. It's just George Kittle. Number 2, I have Drake May and the Patriots.
Oh, good Lord Almighty!
He's going to win the MVP. I'm telling you, he's the most accurate quarterback in the first 2 years.
Over Matt Stafford, if you lost your mind.
I'm telling you, he's in the conversation.
He's certainly in the conversation.
He's
but he's
leading in most statistical categories. It's telling you, he's leading in most statistical categories. And if the Patriots win the first overall seed in the AFC and the Rams have to win a wild card game, they're not going to just give it to Matt Stafford. But number 1 team in country, or in the NFL, I should say, is the LA Rams. But that's just because Matt Stafford has a ridiculous wide receiver core. And honestly,
and he's the most valuable player.
Again, I'm not saying that he's not good, but I am saying that Drake May is beating him in a lot of statistical categories.
If he hadn't crapped the bed 2 weeks ago, it wouldn't even be close. He brought Drake May back in by crapping the bed. What was it, 2 weekends ago? When was their last loss?
Oh, yeah, it was like a week or 2 ago. And again, it's not necessarily that. Drake's been having a fantastic year in his own right. I mean,
What is look up Matt Stafford's touchdown to interception ratio, and let's compare it to your
I know. Again,
MVP.
I get what you're getting at because again, I know that's historical at the moment.
What is it?
Let's find out. He's currently 40 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 4,179 yards.
40 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
And Drake May is just under that in yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
25-8 to 40-5, and you're gonna skip over the guy who's 40-5.
Again, I'm not skipping over anybody. I'm just saying Drake May has a great year too and has an argument.
No, that's not what you said. You said Drake May is going to be the MVP.
Yes, I said
so
he
then
has an
you're
argument
skipping
to be the
over a
MVP.
guy who's got 25-8 over a guy who's 40-5.
I get it. My point is that my vote would be for Drake May because again, we didn't know this was coming from the Patriots whatsoever. We knew the Rams had a good team.
What's that got to do with it? It's about who played better. And 40-5 isn't comparable to 25-8.
I get it. And again, I've
40
conceded that you're right
touchdowns
there.
in a season.
I get that you're right
is
there.
Phenomenal. Right there.
Oh, I said again, I conceded that you are correct there. Just because you heard the last 2 words doesn't mean the rest of the sentence wasn't.
So
said.
then how can you say that May's going to beat him?
Again, because I have
How
a
can you say,
feeling.
I concede that your guy's got the better stats, but I'm going with the guy with the lesser stats.
Again, in those categories, yes, but Drake May leads in QBR and in accuracy rating right now, in other statistical categories as well. He's being beaten in touchdowns. That is 100% true.
And
He's
that's
also
how-
doing
and
this with
that's- and
arguably
that's
the
how
worst
you
wide
win.
receiver core in football.
And that's how you win football games, by putting it in the end zone.
And Drake
My
May
guy's
isn't
got
winning football
40.
games?
My guy's got 40. Your
Drake
guy's
May
got
is about to
25-8.
win the entire AFC.
By
In his
himself.
second year.
Single-handedly, Drake May is doing this.
Yes. Do you see who's on his team? Tell me any wide receiver he's throwing
You're
to.
telling me that you really think he's winning by himself?
It's a good portion of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's the quarterback of the team, but his stats aren't comparable to my guy. That's all I'm
Again,
saying.
name
It's
a
the
wide
same,
receiver he's throwing
same
to.
fight that we had over your Philly and
I
my
know, and I
Dodger.
conceded that
said
you
the
were
same.
right in that
No,
area.
you did not. You
Yes, I
said your
did.
guy was the MVP.
Again, I can fight for Philly because I'm a Philly fan. But at the end of that conversation, I did tell you, I know he's going to win, but I could still sit there and fight for the guy. But in this area, again, I have conceded that, yes, Stafford is leading in certain statistical areas, and that's going to give him an edge.
Okay,
But in
let's
my
do
area,
this. Then let's do this. Let's put some money on it.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not a degenerate gambler.
What's that got to do with it?
I don't need to put money down on my thoughts. I'm cool with it. I got my own show right over here every morning.
Chris, why are you so angry?
I'm not. You're the one that's
No,
just
you're
getting mad at
angry,
me.
dude. I'm not.
I'm
dude,
just
about to
pleading
go
my
home.
case.
No, you're angry. You
Okay,
wanna-
I like
all of a sudden,
you.
we play bets all the time, and all of a sudden, you're like, I'm not a degenerate gambler like you, Ralph.
I never said like
Okay.
you. I just said like I'm not a
Oh,
degenerate
come
gambler.
on,
I don't
come
need to
on.
put money down on my thoughts.
Yeah, you weren't alluding to me. Okay.
I didn't mean it in that
Okay.
way. I just
Okay.
said I'm not a gambler. I don't have to put
Well,
my money down.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what
You're-
happens.
Again, and you're probably right, as I said earlier in this conversation. But I'm just saying Drake May's
Well,
got
good.
an argument too,
That's all I needed to hear. You're probably right.
which I said earlier in the conversation.
Well, then how can you say I'm wrong, but this is what I'm taking?
And not saying you're wrong. Nothing in
No, that
saying
you're
you're
wrong.
wrong.
You're saying that you're wrong.
Yes,
but I'm
'cause
still
I can
picking.
still make an argument.
I'm still picking the guy.
Yes, I could still make
That's
an
like
argument.
saying
for the guy.
I'm taking Joe Biden, but he's going to lose.
Many people say that and did that. I don't know why you're saying otherwise.
Well, I don't think they thought he was going to lose, but if you voted for him and you rooted for him, you thought he was going to win. All right, let's take our final break of the night and come back for my final day of the year. We got a great show tomorrow. Coming up to start the show in the 3 o'clock hour, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood is going to join us. There is a new law, and I don't know if I'm a senior citizen technically. I know the DMV considers me a senior citizen because I got my my new identification card for free, absolutely gratis because of my old age. But I don't think I'm technically a senior. I think you're technically a senior when you are 65 years of age. Daniel Petrie chiming in. Can I come on for a minute? Too late. Call me back at this number. Daniel Petrie wants to get into the argument. But he's going to take your side because he's a Boston guy. This ought to be rich. We'll talk to Daniel Petrie in just a second. But the Trump administration, did you guys see this? Is providing concealed weapons permits via the internet for senior citizens. So basically, they're creating a website that you can go to as a senior and sign up right there and get your concealed weapons permit. We're going to get Sheriff Donnie Youngblood on for just a hot second tomorrow at 3:15. Get his thoughts on this. I'm not sure I want a concealed weapon. I don't know if I have the temperament to have a concealed weapon. Not that I could have had one at KC Steakhouse the night that I got punched twice in the face. But if something like that happened to me, I'm not sure I wouldn't shoot the MF. You know what I'm saying? If I was out on the street and two guys punched me in the face and I had a concealed weapon, I think I'd shoot the sons of bitches. And I'm not sure if I'd go to jail or not. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I really want a concealed weapons permit, but this could be a huge change if senior citizens can simply just go on the internet and sign up and get their CCW. We'll talk to Donnie Youngblood at 3:15, and it's a Wednesday, so Howard Marcus will be here at 4 o'clock. Quick timeout. We'll wrap this thing up. Keep it locked. The Charlie Kirk Show coming up at the top of the hour. In the meantime, you're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180 KRN. And we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
And we're back. Another
Yes, we're
commercial
back.
for California Fruit Depot.
Cal Fruit Depot.
First, it needs to be said that
Oh, Lord. All right. What the fuck did we do? What did we do? What did we do? What did we do? All right, here we go. 3, 2. Really excited about my final show of 2025. Donnie Youngblood, our sheriff, is going to join us. The Trump administration is allowing seniors to get their CCW on the internet. This could be life-changing for folks my age. We'll talk with Sheriff Donnie Youngblood. Hope you'll join us.
I was about to say, are you doing that for a tomorrow promo?
No, I was supposed to be just like a... Let me do that again.
Go for it. You get it.
3, 2. I am so excited about my last show of the year. We're having Donnie Youngblood on to talk about the fact that the Trump administration is allowing folks who are seniors to acquire their concealed weapons permit on the internet. There's no going to the sheriff's department or the Bakersfield Police Department. You simply sign up on the internet. Man, this could be a massive change. I think you're going to see a lot of seniors signing up for their CCW. 3, 2, it's that man again. Look what's coming up on my last broadcast of 2025. As I mentioned, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood will join us at 3:15. We'll talk about the fact that the Trump administration is allowing seniors to get their CCW over the internet. And our friend Howard Marcus will join us as well. All that, me at 3. It's TRBS, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you at 3.
5 cents per gallon bonus.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Eight 842-5376, 842-KERN. Mr. Petrie, how can I help you, sir?
Ralph Bailey.
Yes?
Well, I knew it'd be a long time before I got on the radios, and I was having withdrawals, so I figured I better call.
Oh, that's true. You won't be on till 2026.
Yeah, and just wanted to give you a note that gold and silver continue their march northward.
Love to hear that.
In fact, overnight, silver is at 72.5.
That is crazy.
Yep.
I have never seen it that high in my life.
Nope, never been that high.
Yeah, I was going to say. What, is there any rhyme or reason?
Gold hit a new high today, too, 44, I think 44.50-ish. I don't know exactly what the gold number is.
Wow.
I don't know. We've talked about it. Maybe a harbinger of things to come, or potential inflation issues, or geopolitical stuff, or maybe it's just a reaction to the things we've been doing for a long time.
Yeah.
AKA the debt that we talk about every week.
I wish I had more time to talk to you, because did you see the GDP was out the roof?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I think I have never disagreed with you on finances, but I think you're wrong. I think the first quarter is going to be a boom. I think a lot of the good things that are in the big, beautiful bill are going to kick in at the beginning of the year, and I think it's going to jumpstart the economy. What say you in the minute that I've got?
I'm rooting for that scenario.
Yeah, I really believe that. I really do. And I think this is, I heard Scott Beeson, the Treasury Secretary, talking about it today, and he thinks that this jump in the GDP and the enormous consumer spending that's going on, everybody's saying how broke they are, but consumer spending is out the roof.
Yeah, how are they doing? That doesn't, something's wrong there, huh?
You know what it is? They're all putting it on their credit cards.
Well, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
That isn't a harbinger for economic success.
No, it really isn't.
So or maybe they feel bad, but they're doing better than they. But I agree with your assessment. I think they're charging it.
Just piling up debt.
Oh.
I may be broke.
Can do it. Why not us?
Yeah, I may be broke, but I am not in debt. That's the only good thing I can say about my finances.
Ralph, that's a very smart decision. You must have a wonderful financial advisor.
I do indeed. The folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Merry Christmas, sir. I got to get out of here.
Merry Christmas to you and everybody else.
We'll see you. For Chris, I'm Ralph. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Consumers are a bit more happy at the gas pump this year.
According to data from Motor Club AAA, December has been the cheapest month for prices at the pump this year, down more than 18 cents from a year ago. The national average for unleaded gasoline has stayed below the $3 mark since December 2nd, falling to its lowest level of about $2.85 a gallon on Monday. Hawaii had the highest average of about $4.44 a gallon. Oklahoma had the lowest average at about $2.30 per gallon. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
2025 has turned out to be a scary good year for investors. Bob Agnew reports.
It was scary because the stock market plunged to several historic drops on worries about everything from tariffs to interest rates to a possible bubble in AI technology. In the end, though, it was a great year for anybody who managed to stick with it. Outside of stocks, Bitcoin soared and then swooned, and the queasy bond market got the attention of President Trump. As the year ends, fears of an AI bubble appear ready to carry over into 2026. Bob Agnew reporting.
A thunderous explosion Tuesday at a nursing home just outside Philadelphia killed at least 2 people, collapsed part of the building, and sent fires shooting out and left people trapped inside. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro said that at least 2 have been killed after emergency responders braved the flames and a heavy odor of gas to evacuate residents and employees. Fire officials were in rescue mode 5 hours later, with responders still digging by hand and using search dogs and sonar to locate potential victims. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 79 points, the Nasdaq rose 133, the S&P advanced 31. More at townhall.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-524-4948. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-524-4948. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-524-4948. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-524-4948 or biglou.com.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update.